Nachiketa, Faculty of Environment, and I also teach another subject, Science and Technology. But here in Shubhra Ranjan IAS Academy, I am taking Environment module. Just last month, February, I have taken the Environment module with students of regular batch of here in the academy there. Now this initiative QEP, where you are having the current aspect from the prelims 2025, I will be again dealing with the environment topic from multiple dimensions. It is one expected that you would have done GS part environment subject wherever you have done your coaching. You would have gone through all such areas of the basic concepts. So what is required here, that when you talk about environment as a subject, so this subject is a dynamic subject. It is not like history or geography, right? Even nowadays, the pattern of the exam is the what? Questions are now mixed from the current perspective, right? Current affairs has become one of the window to connect back to the theory part of it, right? So environment you will find in the prelims exam, continuously in prelims exam. If you look at the questions, there are around 15 to 20 questions asked every year from environment, right? Now few things which you all know that. Why it is a dynamic? Because environment questions are not purely environment, but this is connected. This is connected to geography. One area is the geography, and particularly Indian geography, geography of India, right? Because you need to know about protected areas network, like national park, sanctuary, right? Biosphere reserve, Ramsar sites, wetlands, tiger reserves, elephant reserves. So you need to know the geographical features of the landscape. Let's say, suppose Kaziranga, when you say Kaziranga National Park, right? Greater one horn rhinoceros, tiger, elephant, Assam, right? Similarly, you will come across Nagarhole. Nowadays, recent news, cheetah, African cheetah to India, Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. अभी हाल ही में क्या हुआ है, अभी माधव नेशनल पार्क को 58 टाइगर रिजर्व डिक्लेयर किया गया है ना. टाइगर रिजर्व के लिस्ट भी बढ़ रहे हैं हमारे देश में. सो वी आर इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर ऑफ टाइगर प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज देयर इन आवर कंट्री. सो ऑल सच एरियाज आर लिंक्ड विद ज्योग्राफी. लेट्स फॉर एग्जांपल, अभी जैसे मैंने बताया माधव नेशनल पार्क इन, तो नाउ यू नो दैट एमपी, you know that Madhya Pradesh, but where in MP? So again you need to know about the geography of the area. That's what I've written here, particularly geographical features. So Madhav National Park, which is now the 58th tiger reserve of the country, is located at Shivpuri. Shivpuri is a place in Madhya Pradesh, right? But again Shivpuri is also known for wetlands. There's a Ramsar site also there, है ना. तो ऐसे जो कॉन्सेप्ट होते हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज़ में होता है, कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे वर्ड्स होते हैं, चाहे वो प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज हो, स्पीसीज हो, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए, ज्योग्राफी से कनेक्ट करना है आपको, राइट? यू हैव टू नीड टू नो अबाउट ज्योग्राफी. अनदर थिंग क्या है, इट इज कनेक्टेड टू वन एरिया, दिस वन, एनर्जी, है ना, जैसे सोलर पावर, विंड पावर. नाउअडेज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, राइट? एंड व्हाई इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंट. वन इज द कंट्रोल ऑफ पोल्यूशन, इन्वायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन, और दूसरी बात क्या आती है, क्लाइमेट चेंज, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज परस्पेक्टिव, राइट? कि वी हैव टू फाइट क्लाइमेट चेंज. तो वर्ल्ड वाइड, ग्लोबल लेवल एंड इन इंडिया वी आर ट्राइंग टू स्केल अप रिन्यूएबल पावर, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. ये सब आप लोग न्यूज़ में पढ़ते हो, करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ते हो आप, है ना. तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स, देन इन दिस कॉन्टेक्स्ट even you can connect with the scientific aspect there, right? Sometimes you will find also link with this one, agriculture, right? Agriculture is a part of very many subjects. आजकल हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एग्रीकल्चर को केवल है ना एक तरफ पढ़ते हैं, जो कि मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा कम ही है. आजकल 3 से 4 क्वेश्चन एग्रीकल्चर में पूछा जा रहा है, ठीक है. एग्रीकल्चर क्या होता है आमतौर पे, या तो वो ज्योग्राफी टीचर पढ़ाते हैं या इकोनॉमिक्स में पढ़ते हो आप. इन्वायरमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव बहुत नेग्लेक्टेड होता है. लेकिन आजकल क्या हो रहा है, हर साल इन्वायरमेंट से जुड़ा हुआ एग्रीकल्चर का क्वेश्चन पूछा जा रहा है, प्रीलिम्स में भी, मेंस में भी, राइट? लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल नेचुरल फार्मिंग, है ना, परमाकल्चर. यू वुड हैव कम अक्रॉस द वर्ड ZBNF, जीरो बजट नेचुरल फार्मिंग, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, राइट? दैट्स इन्वायरमेंटल एस्पेक्ट. तो नॉर्मली पीपल स्टडी एग्रीकल्चर फ्रॉम geography, from where, what perspective? Cropping pattern, intercropping, multiple cropping, right? Types of soils. This is what you study in geography. And what you study in the economics part? Policies and programs, agriculture sector, subsidies, all those kind of schemes of government of India, central government, that you come across, ठीक है. But environmental perspective पे बहुत कम ध्यान होता है. तो अगेन फ्रॉम करंट एस्पेक्ट एग्रीकल्चर भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, और आजकल क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं एग्जाम में, है ना. नाउअडेज क्वेश्चंस आर बीइंग आस्क्ड फ्रॉम दैट टॉपिक. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि इन्वायरमेंट एज अ सब्जेक्ट you have to look from multiple lenses, multiple perspective. You cannot simply look at from one, kind of a lens, that this is the syllabus, this is what you have to know. UPSC can go into anywhere. It is all entire canvas for UPSC. और आजकल क्वेश्चन ऐसे आ रहे हैं ना कि ना तो आपको बुक्स में मिलेगा, ना तो कहीं बाकी मैगजीन को मिलेगा. मैं बार बार ये बात बताता हूँ कि आप बहुत सारे कंटेंट आ रहे हैं, कंटेंट की कमी नहीं है, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ कंटेंट्स है, ठीक है. कंटेंट में कोई कमी नहीं है, ठीक है. ऑनलाइन पीडीएफ की बात करो या वेबसाइट की बात करो या कोई भी मैगजीन की बात करो, हर कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट प्रोवाइड करता है, कोई कंटेंट की कमी नहीं है. चैलेंज यहाँ आता है कि क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना, क्योंकि इट्स अ वास्ट ओशन. इन्वायरमेंट, इफ यू टेक एज अ सब्जेक्ट, इज अ वास्ट ओशन, एंड वी डोंट नो कि वेयर व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड. But if you have been following daily current affairs, अगर आप रेगुलर न्यूज़पेपर को फॉलो कर रहे हो, न्यूज़ को अच्छे से देख रहे हो, तो यू आर इन अ मच एडवांटेज पोजीशन, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि 365 डेज इन 1 ईयर कितने सारे आर्टिकल्स इन्वायरमेंट का आ चुके हैं. लास्ट मोमेंट जो कंपाइलेशन होता है वो थोड़ा रिस्की होता है, ये मैं बार बार अपने नॉर्मल क्लास में बताता हूँ. लास्ट मोमेंट का कंपाइलेशन क्या होता है, अभी जो जितने कोचिंग है ना वो सब लाएंगे 1 साल का कंपाइलेशन. तो वहाँ क्या रिस्क होता है कि मान लो वहाँ से क्वेश्चन नहीं आया, तो फिर आप क्या करोगे. मान लो आपने साल भर नहीं पढ़ाई किया, आपने साल भर न्यूज़ को नहीं फॉलो किया, आपने लास्ट मोमेंट कंपाइलेशन देखा, एंड लेट्स से सपोज यूपीएससी आस्क्ड सम टॉपिक्स which have been the news somewhere in the newspaper or some of the websites but was not in that compilation, then you are in a dangerous zone. और ये बहुत मैटर करता है, this number matters a lot. See, nobody can solve all 100 questions, that is guaranteed. Even if you have target, see here, if you keep a target of at least reaching to 10 questions, अगर आपने environment 10 questions कर लिया तो आपके पास 20 मार्क्स का एक वेटेज मिल रहा है आपको, जो कि बहुत बड़ा मार्जिन है. और जो लोग नहीं कर पाते वो पीछे हो जाते. ज्योग्राफी, अनदर एरिया, ज्योग्राफी विच आई मेंशन. कहने का मेरा मतलब क्या है, एवरी टीचर हैज टोल्ड यू दैट यू नीड अ बैलेंस अप्रोच. ना तो कोई सब्जेक्ट को ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देना है, ना किसी सब्जेक्ट को कम इंपॉर्टेंस देना है. आपको एक एवरेज रखना है कि हर सब्जेक्ट में कम से कम 10 से 12 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाए, है ना. चाहे वो स्टैटिक हो या डायनामिक हो, करंट से हो या थ्योरी पार्ट हो, वो आपका मिक्स होना चाहिए. Environment is also the same thing. You have to always have the mix of both the things. But don't worry, I would help you out because we are having now continuously 15 hours classes, right? So I'll be having now few things which I would like to add here, जो कि बहुत important है. One is this one, down to earth. 3 से 4 क्वेश्चन DTE से आते हैं. What is DTE? This is a magazine, is an environment magazine, down to earth. If you just see previous year question paper, और आज मैं डिस्कस भी करूंगा, आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग PYQs एंड प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन. मैंने क्या किया है, आई हैव कंपाइल्ड मटेरियल, ठीक है. आई विल बी लिस्टिंग द टॉपिक्स देयर, और मैंने उसमें कुछ PYQs को भी रखा है कि आपको समझाने के लिए कि नेचर ऑफ क्वेश्चन कैसा आ रहा है, हम लोग देखेंगे क्लास में, और उसको कैसे टारगेट करना है. क्योंकि मैंने क्या बताया, मटेरियल की कमी नहीं है, देयर इज नो डेप्थ ऑफ मटेरियल, देयर आर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ मटेरियल्स. आपका अप्रोच क्या होना चाहिए पढ़ने का, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये अभी 2 महीने में 2 months का टाइम है, 25 मई को परीक्षा होगा. सो दैट आई वुड लाइक टू हेल्प यू आउट इन ऑल द सब टॉपिक. बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया, देन क्लाइमेट चेंज, इन्वायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन, ये सारे एरिया जो है, विल बी ट्राइंग टू डू दैट. सो वन इज दिस वन. सेकेंड, दिस PIB, प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो. मैं आपको ये एरिया बता रहा हूँ, अगर आपने ये सब एरियाज को थॉरोली कर लिया तो आप एडवांटेज में रहोगे. क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, ज्यादातर क्या होता है, द हिंदू पेपर, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, ठीक है, ये 2 सोर्स है, द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एंड द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस, उसी के कंपाइलेशंस आते हैं, ठीक है. बहुत कम मैंने सोर्सेज देखा है कि वो बाकी न्यूज़पेपर में जाते हैं. लेकिन आज मैं जो डिस्कस करूंगा मल्टीपल सोर्सेस होंगे. आई एम गोइंग टू गो टू मल्टीपल सोर्सेस, क्योंकि द हिंदू और इंडियन एक्सप्रेस सब पढ़ रहे हैं. लाखों कैंडिडेट्स हैं जो इस बार एग्जाम देंगे 25 मई को, ऑल ओवर इंडिया, इट्स नॉट ओनली द मैटर ऑफ दिल्ली, ऑल ओवर इंडिया दे विल बी फॉलोइंग दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग। तो डाइवर्सिफाइड सोर्स पे कौन जा रहा है, जो जा रहा है वही जीतेगा। तो मान लो कोई क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, सपोज करो HT हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स, उसमें भी आर्टिकल आ सकता है ना, अब पता चले कोई स्पीसीज न्यूज में है लेकिन वो पता नहीं है, तो फिर वो वहां पर मिस हो जाता है। तो हियर इज द वन थिंग, दिस टू one has to go through it. Then certain websites are there. See, I don't want to list all the website at one go. वो फिर क्या है, आपके लिए confusion create होगा। हम लोग slowly देखेंगे कि which are the government website, which are international website, what you need to follow. This we'll see slowly. One by one we'll be looking into that. But these are two sources which I have marked here. कि around there 3 to 4 questions on the topic of down to earth is coming, and 3 to 4 questions आपका यहां से टारगेटेड होता है। एंड prelims examination, I'm not talking about a mains exam, we are here for prelims 2025, we are not talking about mains exam here. For prelims exam, PIB, see PIB and down to earth is also important for mains exam. See, the sources are for both exams, whether you are appearing in main exam or prelims exam, content will remain the same. But what I'm saying, the 3 to 4 questions, I'm writing here multiple choice question, objective type question, MCQs, that will be required from this area, because out of this around 15 question, if I take MCQs, right, multiple choice questions, so you have around 5 to 6 questions coming from these two sources. Then there will be certain question from static area. Say, I'll just give you an idea here. 2021, if you go back to 2021 prelims, right, there were 7 to 8 questions from theory part, static areas, static topics were asked. I'll give you just example there, like biome, you know, the topic of biome, which you study in geography as a climate zone, tundra, taiga, tropical rainforest, all those areas, right? Then, you know, phosphorus cycle was asked, primary source of phosphorus, rocks and minerals, that was asked, right? Then symbiotic relation was asked with the species. Now 2022 UPSC didn't ask question, 23 again there was no question, 2024 again there was no question. Now this is what UPSC is all about. What most of the students do, you have been following popular YouTubers, YouTube channels, जो सच्चाई है वो सच्चाई है, मैं इस पे खुलेआम में बोलता हूँ, मुझे कोई जरूरत नहीं है। ज़्यादातर स्टूडेंट क्या करते हैं, अब आजकल शॉर्टकट की ओर जा रहे हैं। क्या शॉर्टकट है कि कोई पॉपुलर यूट्यूबर्स हैं, उनके चैनल्स हैं, बस वही वॉच कर रहे हैं, पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे हैं। एक होता है ना कि बैठ के पढ़ना, वीडियो देख रहे हैं। आई एम गोइंग पैन इंडिया टू टीच माई सब्जेक्ट। बिफोर कमिंग हियर आई वॉज इन भुवनेश्वर, आई वॉज टेकिंग द क्लासेस देयर, सो आई बीन गोइंग देयर। सो what I am saying that this particular trend what students are doing, they are in the risk zone. Why I have been saying that? अब हुआ क्या, 2021 में स्टैटिक पार्ट से क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है, सम थ्योरी क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड, 3 साल गैप हो गया। अब ये लोग क्या करते हैं, यूट्यूबर वाले सब क्या बोलेंगे, सब चीज क्या है कि अरे ये पढ़ो, अभी ये न्यूज में ये रहा, लास्ट ईयर ये क्वेश्चन है, यू नो, लास्ट ईयर जो टॉपिक आए वो आपको पढ़ना है, यू हैव टू स्टडी दैट। बट उसमें क्या होता है, you neglect the theory part. क्या पता है इस बार 2025 में UPSC ask question from there, like you know, ecosystem area, biogeochemical cycle, biodiversity concept. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि although the subject is a dynamic, but you need to have the ground level understanding of theories as well, and it is required for every subject. And you have seen the last year pattern, you have all seen the question paper, how the UPSC is changing the nature of the questions. And last year UPSC has already given indication. See, you know that what UPSC started with, that any one, any two, elimination. Earlier all these YouTubers were doing what? That you don't read the subject, you don't read content, you eliminate it. Shortcuts. What UPSC did? Change that kind of thing. Right? पहले ऐसा होता था 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 2, 3. तो लोग अपना क्या करते थे, कंटेंट कम है, गेस वर्क कर रहे हैं, एलिमिनेशन कर रहे हैं। यूपीएससी ने बंद कर दिया, ठीक है। अब क्या कर दिया, एनी वन, एनी टू, या तो आपको आता है या तो नहीं आता है, अब गेस वर्क नहीं कर सकते, राइट। सेकेंड थिंग, इफ यू सी UPSC started with that, statement type 2 statement question. Statement 1, statement 2 is very similar to reason assertion type. Ki both statement 1 and 2 are correct, 2 explain 1. 1 and 2 both are correct, 2 does not explain 1. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. You know that last 2 years. And such kind of questions are more, requires thorough understanding. अभी लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने फिर क्या किया, एक नया पैटर्न ला दिया, 3 स्टेटमेंट्स, स्टेटमेंट 1, स्टेटमेंट 2, स्टेटमेंट 3, कि स्टेटमेंट 1, 2 आर करेक्ट, 3 इज नॉट करेक्ट. तो वो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस कर रहे हैं. एक और चीज मैंने क्या देखा है, अभी आपने भी देखा होगा कि अब वो पैटर्न क्या कर रहे हैं, पहले मैच द पेयर जो होता था, करेक्ट पेयर 2 होते थे, अब वो क्या कर रहे हैं, 2 और एक्स्ट्रा. अंडरस्टैंड, पेयर करना पड़ता है ना, अब 2 दे रहे हैं वो. जैसे ज्योग्राफी का क्वेश्चन कि आपको वाटरफॉल जो है, यू हैव टू नॉट ओनली नो द वाटरफॉल नेम, रिवर, बट यू हैव टू आल्सो नो द लोकेशन. तो एक तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि वो जॉग फॉल, जरसोपा, और व्हाट अबाउट द फॉल्स आर देयर, तो विच रिवर इज दैट, सारावती और कावेरी, द रिवर पार्ट, ज्योग्राफिकल पार्ट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. एंड सेकंड ऑप्शन इज आस्किंग वेयर द लोकेशन, विच स्टेट, कर्नाटका और महाराष्ट्र और MP or something of that. So now what is the UPSC is doing is expanding in the question, trying to check 2 areas. One is the depth and again the information base, how much you know. ये चीज देख रहे हैं वो. तो इसमें कौन एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा, जो कि शॉर्टकट की ओर जा रहा है, वो सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे, and they will be out of the race, right? But still I am very very confident because you all who have joined here in the program, and all of you who are now attending the classroom, all the offline students right now, don't worry. See, I know this time you are under pressure, right? You are under a lot of pressure there, right? So I'm not trying to, I'm trying to tell you that this is the nature of the exam. Why you need to know the nature of the exam? So that you will be careful while reading the material. Okay, what you are expected to study from the exam point of view. But I'll tell you one very important thing. I again keep on telling everywhere that this exam is a simple exam, right? IAS exam is a simple exam, but people are now getting scared. मैं आपको अभी भी बता रहा हूँ, मैं आप सब लोग प्रीलिम्स निकाल सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. बस मेरा यही कहना है कि थोड़ा थियोरी पार्ट को भी साथ में रखो आप. मैंने क्यों बताया कि 3 साल का गैप हुआ है, क्या पता इस बार फिर थियोरी पूछ दे. तो मेरा ये कहना है कि आपको तैयारी अपने से करके रखना है हर लेवल पे. यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर विद दैट, एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट those who are prepared well, right, and feeling confident, prelims can be qualified. Prelims is not difficult. अगर आज आप पिछले साल का पेपर देखोगे आपको आसान लगेगा. अगर आप जैसे अभी आपकी तैयारी चल रही है ना, अभी आप लोग लाइब्रेरी में वो पढ़ रहे हो, अभी आप क्वेश्चन पेपर देखो, पेपर 1 का GS का, यू विल फील कि नहीं, आई कैन आंसर द क्वेश्चन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटी, यू विल फील दैट. तो कहने का मतलब मेरा ये है कि व्हाट आई वांट टू एम्फसाइज, paper is not very level. See, as I said, nobody can solve 100 questions. That is definitely nobody can do. But your target should be what? कि at least you reach the 60% marks. कोई अगर 60% तक कर लिया पेपर में, आप समझो you will qualify. और पेपर डिफिकल्ट होगा तो क्या होगा, कट ऑफ नीचे जाएगा, है ना, डेफिनेटली कट ऑफ विल बी लोअर. तो इट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर एवरीवन, इट्स नॉट यू ओनली, एवरीवन हु आर अपेयरिंग द एग्जाम डिफिकल्ट होगा. सो टेक दिस वर्ड, UPSC is a simple exam, prelims exam, you need not have to worry. What I will do in my subject, I will give you certain soft copies. Why? See, hard copy is not possible because I'll tell you that there are 100 pages, right? So it's better you will have the PDF, right, what I'll discuss in the classroom, and then you can go through it. Certain points you should keep on writing in the note copy. Let's say now all of you are there in the classroom. Whatever point I'm writing on the note as a key point, these are the things which you need to understand, you need to remember certain facts which you can note it down throughout the session, and then whatever the backup, the compilation, that I'll provide you. So as I said, these are 2 sources, but we'll cover the newspaper also there, don't worry. I'm going to cover newspapers, magazines, all these sources we are going to cover, websites. So we are going to have marathon, right? So need not to worry, be relaxed, right? I'm there to help you out, and I'm keeping it bilingual in such a way that bilingual does not mean that it is a Hindi medium class. Getting my point? There is not a Hindi medium class. I will keep certain areas in Hindi just to make you understand. But ये नहीं कि पूरा मैं हिंदी में लिख के समझा रहा हूँ, ये हिंदी माध्यम का क्लास हो गया, वो नहीं है, ठीक है. So I will keep on the English part, but certain in between, so that you are in a comfortable zone to understand the things. Now let's understand here what topics we are going to cover there. So if you take the topics for recurring topics, recurring topics, and what I will try to do, I will also give you quick revision of the concept, theory part of it. That's it. Current affairs, when you study, what does that mean? You should again connect back to the theories. Suppose Ramsar site, you should know wetland. What is a wetland? Importance of wetland. So I'll be using a lot of flowchart, diagram, key pointers for all of you to follow. So what are the recurring topics here, which today we are going to start? Species in news. Right? Species in news. Every year, one question is there, 100%. And you know what is the challenge here? Factual, fact based, right? And now what UPSC is doing? UPSC has become very smart, right? Is not asking only direct question, but now is asking about animal also there, like squirrel. अब कोई सोचा नहीं था कि गिलहरी पे क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा, ठीक है? तो गिलहरी पे क्वेश्चन था, Indian squirrel. We see that normal kind of squirrel there, right? Questions being asked. Most of often, what do you find in the compiled materials? Tiger, rhinoceros, right? Leopard, cheetah, African cheetah, all these are there. But out of the box, they start asking. Then this one, using stick to scrap, right? Orangutan, catfish. So that all things are there. Orangutan and all this species news. Second, this one, very, very important. Biogeography, protected areas network. As I started in the class, I told that Madhav National Park is now in the news, right? But we'll see a lot others there. Ramsar sites. Now India is now 89 Ramsar sites. Now this year, World Wetland Day, 2nd February. What we have declared? 4 new Ramsar sites. Udhwa Lake, right? Kishore Parli, there is part of this. So these all new Ramsar sites been added. We will see that. Then what comes here? Third one, this one, conferences, summits, various type of conferences and summits, right? Let's say for example, climate change, COP29, Baku, Baku, Azerbaijan. Last year था ना, हर साल क्या होता है? Climate change का summit होता है ना? उसको connect करना है, किससे connect करना है? Paris Agreement, right? Earlier there was Kyoto Protocol. What are the key outcomes of the conference? Then what is called COP meeting, COP. What does the COP stands for? Conference of Parties. Similarly for Montreal Protocol, Vienna Convention. Similarly for Ramsar Convention. So there are many such COPs get organized all over the world year round. Biodiversity, CBD, Convention on Biodiversity. CITES, CITES, Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. होता रहता है ना, COP होता रहता है. तो हम लोग COP के बारे में देखेंगे, क्या क्या की डिसीजन था, क्या क्या आउटकम रहा है. And again we have to map back to subject, the syllabus part of it. So we'll also look at this one, conventions. What are important conventions, right, in news, summits in news? These are the topic which we'll be covering there. And again we'll back to the theory part of it. We'll see the theoretical aspect. We'll connect back to that. Okay? So like day one, today day one, we are going for this topic. Today we are going to cover all this, and definitely I am sure there will be 2 to 3 questions from here, whatever we are going to cover, right? Now day 2, second, what I planned here, topics for day 2. So you will get the, as you will progress, you will know about the things here. What I am going to discuss here, a very important this one, acts, policies, programs, let's say conservation programs, pollution control programs, right? Government of India has a number of laws. We have number of programs and policies, like PIB and all this which I have said. So we will be going through such areas. Then again, what is very, very important, we are going to cover pollution. Whatever the news are there, like we will study in the classroom light pollution, light pollution, then nuclear pollution, waste management. We will be looking at different type of e-waste, biomedical waste, सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, अभी क्या हुआ है 2023 में रिवाइज किया गया रूल्स वगैरह, और वहां कहीं ना कहीं क्वेश्चन आता है. बट यू नो दैट प्लास्टिक इन द ओशन, दैट्स बिग न्यूज. तो विल सी वेरियस एस्पेक्ट. आई हैव रिटन व्हाटएवर देयर इन द न्यूज. ठीक है, अभी तो आपको पता ही है, यमुना इज बैक इन द न्यूज, राइट. Delhi is again back in the news after the election result, right? The cleaning of rivers and all this. So there are a lot of things are there. Biodiversity. See, we will be covering biodiversity in today's class, and tomorrow half class will go for biodiversity. Then we will go into the topic of pollution and environmental issues. Then I am going to discuss here a very important which we need to understand from this perspective, that is a climate change perspective there. Even today we will have certain discussion there, right? Here this initiatives. See, one is the global level, another is India. You know, we will come across one word NDC, nationally determined contribution, like Paris Agreement. And now this is becomes a very important from the examination. Any kind of a new initiative taken by the central government, which is there in the PIB, at the same time the global level, that become very important. We are now talking about clean technology. We are now talking about green energy. We are now talking about renewable power. We are now talking about forest conservation. We are now talking about very important aspect which is coming to as a circular economy, right? Recycling, reducing the waste management. तो ये सब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. एंड मैं इसमें क्या करूंगा कि अलग अलग सोर्सेस को मैं बताता जाऊंगा. You will see the link also कि what are those sources, what we are going to cover. So we will be covering all those areas which have been part of daily current affairs and the news part of it. So this will be another very important aspect. Then coming to other environmental issues we are going to cover. So we have sufficient time. I am telling you that हमारे पास काफी समय है. 15 घंटे में हम लोग बहुत कुछ कवर कर सकते हैं. We can cover multiple topics one by one. ठीक है? And I will go in a sequence that will make you all comfortable. We will go into that way of there. So we will be looking into that. Day 2 we have kept into that. So these all areas we need to target there, right? Now what I am going to cover in day 3, the final day, the last day, we will be covering topics such as these have said agriculture related topics, something energy related topics, something linked with science and technology related topics, miscellaneous topics. So what I am going to do here, see, 2 days we will try to do biodiversity, climate change and all this area, right? Now static part I will connect with the topic. जो भी static part होगा I will be connecting with the topic, right? So now day 3 what I have done here, and all those compilation which I will provide you, right? जो भी मैं compilation आप लोगों को मैं दूंगा वो अच्छे से cover करना है, because I will be compiling from various sources, multiple sources will be there. So that I will be giving here. So here what will come across, this one, energy related topics. हर साल, every year, right, you will find question from there. Every year, at least one question. You know that a green hydrogen question was asked, right? Then continuously, if you see, even energy, I have said light pollution, light as a source of that, nuclear radiation, again is connected with environmental aspect. Then we'll see this one, second, very important one. You have covered in geography and economy, right? Agriculture related topics in news. And here again government programs will come. Certain government program, particularly where I will cover environmental aspect. Here, there is environmental aspect on that. Again, you will find question there. अभी recently बहुत सारे नए initiative लिया गया, क्योंकि क्या है ना, you know that too much use of fertilizers, right? Pesticides. Now we are talking about to getting back to natural type of things, and even the government worldwide, they are now getting to those kind of things. And again, agriculture क्यों important है? Methane emission. We will study in climate change. That global methane emission, and India is one of the primary source of methane because of two reasons. One is paddy, rice cultivation. Second, you know that we have a large cattle population, animal husbandry, right? So many dimensions will come there. So we'll be covering these areas there. We'll be providing this one. Then what I'll do here, certain this one, SNT related topics with the environment. Connected with environment. See, again, my point is that I will not teach you science and technology. You already have classes there, right? I think you have already done the classes. Sir would have to discuss the many aspect of that. But maybe after that, after my classes, he will take there. But you will be confident about environmental aspect, right? Like for example, nanotechnology. We are now talking about AI, robotics. A lot of things are there. And you know that technology is one area which is now part of human life. And you know, technology is a double-edged sword, benefits also and negative aspect. The environment is now becoming one of the prime aspect with respect to use of technology. Okay? So we will be coming to that one, linked with the part of it, and then we'll go to the miscellaneous topics, right? Whatever the miscellaneous topics are there, we'll try to cover them. ऐसे जो भी टॉपिक्स होंगे वो मैं कवर करूंगा, ठीक है? Why I gave you this list of topics? See, although I have not written there the syllabus part, like ecological concept, biodiversity, right, pollution, climate change, Vienna, you know, ozone layer, desertification, so many things are there. We will be covering with the topics one by one, but these are some broad topics, and these are so important topics that you will be in a position to at least, what is my point of view is that I want that all of you should at least solve 10 to 12 क्वेश्चन, और इसमें कुछ क्वेश्चन क्या है ना डायरेक्ट होंगे, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमेशा इनडायरेक्ट पूछा है, कई बार क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट भी होता है ना, तो दैट विल बी योर एडवांटेज पोजीशन। और जहाँ जहाँ जो जो मुझे सपोर्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए मैं आपको देता रहूँगा, तो उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी, ठीक है? सो दिस इज व्हाट एंड आई फील दैट यू शुड इंटरैक्ट, ठीक है? You should be interactive kind of thing. It should not be only one way side, that I am only teaching and you are not having that. You had the economic class interactive था या नहीं था? नहीं था, था ना? तो how many classes you had there? कितने classes थे? 7 classes थे ना? Economics बहुत important है. Environment तो आप manage कर जाओगे. Environment में कुछ चीजें factual है, दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. लेकिन जो बड़े subjects है ना, which are big four, geography, then economics, polity, and then history. And आजकल इकोनॉमिक्स से 20, 25, 30 क्वेश्चन आ जाए. Even you know that nowadays IR, this although IR where you study from means exam perspective, but आजकल क्या हो रहा है, places in news, conflict areas, है ना, पूछ रहे हैं ना वो, again कंटिन्यू विद ज्योग्राफी पूछा जा रहा है, तो ज्योग्राफी देखो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट हो जा रहा है. ज्योग्राफी इज कमिंग इन एनवायरमेंट, ज्योग्राफी इज कमिंग इन IR, वर्ल्ड अफेयर्स, तो मेनी वेयर द ज्योग्राफी थिंग्स आर कमिंग. तो कहने को होता है कि वो बड़े सब्जेक्ट, लेकिन अब वो भी डायनेमिक होता जा रहा है, हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, तो वो सबको देखना है. एनवायरमेंट में ये सब है, बट इकोनॉमिक्स व्हाट यू हैव कवर्ड, ज्योग्राफी यू हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड आई थिंक सो, तो एटलीस्ट यू विल बी एबल टू कनेक्ट विद द टॉपिक्स हियर, ठीक है? सो एनीवे, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, लेट्स गो टू द टॉपिक फर्स्ट वन बाय वन. सो आई विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस डे 1 टॉपिक्स. लेट अस गो टू दिस डे 1 टॉपिक्स. टुडेज टॉपिक स्पीसीज इन न्यूज एंड प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज एंड ऑल, वी विल स्टार्ट विद दैट, ठीक है? So we'll be getting to this area there. Conferences, summits and news, conventions in the news, all these areas are there. So we will go into that. So first thing, before I start with the species and news, I have a compilation and I'll highlight what you need to study, what you need to leave and all this. I will be telling that. First thing there, which you all know that, IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, read data book, right? तो एक काम ऐसा करते हैं, थोड़ा सा brief overview. Then I'll come to the species in the news. A problem क्या है? Factual, right? Lot of facts are there. Rectification. So I have compiled at one place, which I will share with you in the group. You have the group there, जो WhatsApp का है ना? You see that you have got the document or not? आप देख सकते हो. If you have got the document, that will be easy for you to see that. But anyway, I will be opening on the board. आप उसमें देख सकते हो, है ना? तो ये चीज़ है. तो let us go into that. So let us start with that, right? Topics will start with that. So you know about IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. Now when you say species in news, what we need to understand from exam point of view, right? What we need to understand, one is this one. When you say red data book, of threatened species. Now there are, see, remember that one you come across a global level. Another is India, our own country, which are the part of threatened species comes from that, which are on brink to extinction, right? Which are going to become extinct in near future. So when you come to this threatened species part of it, so here what is very important is that global something will be in the global level, which I will be discussing in the classroom. And again, I will request all of you who are right now in the classroom, make best use of this time. ऐसा आप अभी पढ़ लो, जो भी चीज मैं समझा रहा हूं, बता रहा हूं, कि आपको बाद में दिक्कत ना, आपके दिमाग में बैठ जाए कि जल्दी आपने बताया रही सर ने ये बताया, तो आपके दिमाग में बैठ जाए. क्यों? पता है, क्लास में आने का ये एडवांटेज होता है कि ये कई चीज आप दिस हार्ड ड्राइव, दिस आल्सो हार्ड ड्राइव, आवर मेमोरी, कंप्यूटर मेमोरी, वी कैरी टू द एग्जाम हॉल. क्या पता उस समय याद आए, अरे कहीं तो मैंने, आई हैव गॉन थ्रू दैट, मुझे पता है ये चीज, मुझे मालूम है. सो दैट यू मेक बेस्ट ऑफ यूज, बिकॉज सी फॉर यू राइट नाउ टाइम इज वेरी प्रेशियस. अभी आप 5 घंटे टाइम दे रहे हो, आपका बहुत क्रिटिकल टाइम है. तो इसका अगर अभी कभी आप यूज करते हो तो ये आपको एडवांटेज मिलेगा. ठीक है, तो मेक बी एन एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट during the classroom and we'll try to connect every dot, everything one by one. So one thing when we'll discuss about here, read it above. Particularly, you know that there are 9 categories are there. IUCN is a global environment body which you have studied, International Union for Conservation of Nature, right? 9 categories are there. Out of these 9 categories, you know that critically endangered, vulnerable. So 3 areas which become very important. Let's say, for example, gharial, when we say that, or let's say, great Indian bustard, these all are in the news, critically endangered. But when you say tiger conservation, so that is an endangered species. And third area comes here, vulnerable. Like for example, you know that if we talk about big cats, we'll study in today's class big cats. Out of the big cats, you know that India is a home of 5 big cats out of 7. Except Puma and Jaguar, and we have started International Big Cat Alliance, IBCA. तो उसमें अगर big cats की बात करें तो tiger is endangered, but when you say Asiatic lion is not endangered, it's vulnerable. तो मैं बताऊंगा इसमें क्या इसका डिफरेंस होता है. Critically endangered का मतलब क्या है कि 90% 90 decline over the last 10 years or 3 generations. What do you mean by endangered? Half, that 75%. Here 90% डिक्लाइन है, यहाँ पर 75% डिक्लाइन है, और यहाँ कितना डिक्लाइन हो गया है पास्ट में 50%. ये चीज है. बट कई बार क्या न्यूज में पढ़ते हो आप, नियर थ्रेटेंड, लीस्ट कंसर्न, है ना, ये सब वर्ड्स है. तो वो हम लोग समझते जाएंगे, विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट ऑल सच एरियाज. ठीक है, तो नाउ लेट्स से बिफोर आई स्टार्ट विद द स्पीसीज एंड न्यूज, तो दिस इज वन थिंग यू हैव टू कीप इन. क्यों मैं बता दे रहा हूँ, क्योंकि अभी जब हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे ये सब वर्ड्स आएंगे. ठीक है, दूसरा ये चीज very important, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, we have a scheduled species. Particularly we will come across scheduled 1, schedule 1 and 2. What is a scheduled species? Means hunting, poaching, that is considered to be crime. Right, under the Wildlife Protection Act, if anybody is booked to kill such animals, which are protected under scheduled species, like particularly find schedule 1 and 2, but now we have recently amended the WPA, है ना. पहले 6 शेड्यूल होता था, शेड्यूल 1 to 5, और शेड्यूल 6 वाज फॉर प्लांट. अब इसमें बहुत सारे इश्यूज है, जैसे आज हम लोग क्लास में पढ़ेंगे वर्मिन के बारे में, है ना, वर्मिन इश्यूज एंड ऑल दिस, मैन एनिमल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, ये सारी चीजें आएंगी. तो देयर शेड्यूल स्पीसीज, तो विल कवर दैट कि कौन सा शेड्यूल में. पर्टिकुलरली आजकल क्या क्वेश्चन आता है शेड्यूल 1 का. एवरी ईयर यू जस्ट सी लास्ट previous 10 years question paper, schedule 1 is always one type of question there. हाँ, वहाँ क्वेश्चन में शेड्यूल 1 नहीं लिखा रहेगा, लेकिन वहां से वो उठाते हैं स्पीसीज का नाम, एंड देन दे आस्क द क्वेश्चन. तो ये एक चीज है. नेक्स्ट थिंग कम क्या आता है, दिस वन, साइट्स, व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अपेंडिक्स. व्हाट इज साइट स्टैंड्स फॉर, कन्वेंशन ऑन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ऑफ एंडेंजर्ड स्पीसीज. कहने का मतलब जब आप स्पीसीज इन न्यूज पढ़ रहे हैं तो ये मैं थोड़ा ओवरव्यू दे रहा हूं कि हमें क्या क्या चीजों को ध्यान में रखना है. पहला ध्यान में क्या रखना है, क्या कैटेगरी है. दूसरा क्या ध्यान रखना है कि हमारे लॉ में कहां पर आता है. और तीसरा क्या है कि अगर उसका इलीगल ट्रेड हो रहा है, सैंपल एंड स्पेसिमेन, तो कहां पर आता है, अपेंडिक्स 1, अपेंडिक्स 2. अब जैसे अपेंडिक्स 1 इज व्हाट, नो ट्रेड इज अलाउड, नो पार्ट कैन बी ट्रेडेड इन द इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड देयर. अपेंडिक्स 2, सम टाइप ऑफ ट्रेड कैन बी देयर which countries may permit. So that part will be, it's very, very important. I'm going to cover all those areas. Then what comes here? This one, habitats. What we call geographical distribution. We need to again know not only about the species, but we have to also know where they are located. मान लो कि suppose करो birds है, तो which bird sanctuary they come, or let's say if it's a, for example, aquatic animal like the dolphin, so which are the areas in India where you find those dolphins? And if it is a terrestrial, land-based mammal, so where national park or any habitat we find, so we'll be covering those distribution part. Plant, you know, sometimes plant. आज मैं plant के बारे में बताऊंगा. कुछ plants भी news में आ गए हैं आजकल. और क्या होता है पता है? लोग ज्यादा एनिमल्स पढ़ते हैं, प्लांट्स को छोड़ देते हैं. ठीक है, लेकिन आजकल क्या है, यूपीएससी अनसर्टेन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन पढ़ा है, उनका कोई भरोसा नहीं. बोलते हैं ना बेवफा, बेवफा ही पता है ना, एक होता है जिसमें हम वफा कर सकते हैं, वो क्या बेवफा है ना. तो बेवफा जो होता है को पता होता है कि यार ये तो कुछ कर सकता है, कि पहले से तैयार हो. क्या पता प्लांट कुछ दे इस बार एनिमल की जगह. तो विल सी दैट क्या क्या न्यूज में रहा है, वी विल सी दैट, राइट. वी आर गोइंग टू कवर दैट हैबिटेट ज्योग्राफिकल. एंड अगेन व्हेन वी लर्न अबाउट द स्पीसीज, तो वो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या होता है, ये चीज जो है थ्रेट्स, क्या थ्रेट्स है और क्या क्या कंजर्वेशन, यू नो कंजर्वेशन पार्ट ऑफ देयर, कंजर्वेशन नो ऑफ स्पीसीज देयर, कि व्हाट आर द थ्रेट्स एंड व्हाट आर द कंजर्वेशन पार्ट ऑफ इट, हाउ द गवर्नमेंट इज कंजर्विंग. तो इसमें क्या आएगा, गवर्नमेंट प्रोग्राम्स आएंगे, क्या क्या गवर्नमेंट प्रोग्राम चलाए जा रहे हैं. अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आमतौर पे हम क्या पढ़ते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर, प्रोजेक्ट एलिफेंट, राइट. लेकिन और भी प्रोजेक्ट हो सकता है ना, कुछ ऐसे स्पीसीज हो जो ज्यादा न्यूज में नहीं रहा है, अब पता चला गवर्नमेंट के प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है. ठीक है, अब जैसे मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ, रेड पांडा, लाल पांडा, पद्मजा नायडू जूलॉजिकल पार्क, हिमालयन जूलॉजिकल पार्क दार्जिलिंग, है ना, वेस्ट बंगाल. अब उसके भी रिकवरी प्रोग्राम चल रहा है. व्हाट इज रिकवरी प्रोग्राम, इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर, ब्रीडिंग प्रोग्राम वगैरह. तो ऐसे कुछ ऐसे प्रोग्राम जो न्यूज में कहीं ना कहीं रहा है. ठीक है, समटाइम्स इंटरनेशनल कंजर्वेशन विल सी इन द क्लासरूम, राइट. ठीक है, तो ये चीज को ध्यान में रखना. whenever you are see when you are having self study also, जैसे जब आप मटेरियल पढ़ते हैं ना, कोचिंग का जो मैगजीन वगैरह पढ़ रहे हो, तो ये भी ये 5 चीज को ध्यान में रखना. इसी के इर्द गिर्द क्वेश्चन होगा, क्वेश्चन विल बी अराउंड दिस एरियाज, राइट. तो विल कनेक्ट दैट वन एंड आई विल यूज द बोर्ड एंड एवरीथिंग. So shall I start with the species? So now we'll start our marathon there, right? But don't get overwhelmed, right? I will try to help you out. और मैंने क्या किया है पता है, मैं कुछ पॉपुलर स्पीसीज के बारे में बताऊंगा, लेकिन मैंने ये किया है कि 2023 to 2025 I have taken for my classes 2 years windows. ये भी जरूरी क्यों है 2 साल का, पता चला इस साल का नहीं पूछ के पिछले साल का पूछ लिया. ठीक है, तो आई हैव टेकन 2023 टू 2025 विंडोज. और पहले मैं क्या कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, जहां लोगों का ध्यान नहीं जाता. टाइगर एलिफेंट तो सब आप पढ़ लोगे, मटेरियल तो भर भर के मटेरियल मिले हुए हैं, बाजार में तो मटेरियल कमी नहीं है, इस सब जगह कॉमन तो मिल ही जाता है, लायन का, टाइगर का, एलिफेंट का. अब कुछ ऐसे स्पीसीज है जो ज्यादा न्यूज में नहीं है, अब क्या पता एक क्वेश्चन वहां आ जाए, तो मैं वहां फोकस कर रहा हूँ. जैसे पहला है कैराकल, and I'm giving the date also there. See, इसी मंथ में 19 March, right? Just 3-4 days back, it was in the news. But I'll tell you that when you take the date, now it is not the matter of that. Right now in this month the news was there. Caracal is coming in the news for last 5-6 years. कोई भी स्पीसीज जब आप न्यूज में पढ़ते हो ना, वो पहले से कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज में रहता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि अचानक एक बार में अभी आ गया. अब जैसे कैराकल है, अब मैं इसको समझाता हूँ. What is very important before I go to the topic here, let's understand here. See, when you say cat family, then I'll come to that key points there. So 2 things we always come, one is big cats, but there are also small cats. See, India is a home of various type of cat species, various type of thing. See, one type of conservation which we come across, that is a tiger, then lion, then you know leopard. Another thing is leopard. I'll come to the genetic varieties also there. Then you know that cheetah has now making the news there. Then you know this panther, black panther, jaguar, all these are there. These are the part of what you come across there. So puma and all this comes to big cats. See, normally conservation कहाँ होता है? Big cats का. Like India is a home of Royal Bengal tiger, right? Indian tiger, what do you call Royal Bengal tiger, Sundarban Delta, and all this comes into that. India is a home of Asiatic lion, Gir forest, Gujarat. That is what you come. Now in the leopard, if you look at, India has got three types of leopards. One is a common leopard, right? Second, snow leopard, Himalayan range, Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and when you go to eastern Himalayas, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, this part. But we have one more type of leopard called clouded leopard. That is where in northeastern part, clouded. I will be covering all this in the classroom. Clouded leopard. So I have written general leopard, but when you say leopard, we have genetic varieties there, right? Cheetah, Asiatic cheetah, African cheetah, and Indian cheetah is extinct, now no more found. But we have got from Kuno we have got from Africa, African cheetah. So that comes. Panther, panther is a mutation. What is something called genetic mutation of leopard? Black, black panther. कहाँ इंडिया में मिलता है? Pench. There is a place called Pench, मध्य प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र, वहाँ पे मिलता है लेपर्ड के वैरायटी में पैंथर. जैगवार इंडिया में नहीं है. There is a South America, Brazil and all. Puma, North America. But I am saying the big worldwide conservation focus on this one. But these small cats, India is also home of variety of small cats. इसको बोलते हैं ना, feline बोलते हैं, FELIN, feline species. So like for example, one area which will come across this one, fishing cat. Sundarban, right? Fishing cat. Sundarban Delta is very good example where this type of cat, right, which fish, carnivorous, they feed on that. But cat is omnivorous. They will have vegetarian food also and non-vegetarian. Sometimes they will prey also. That this type of cat can prey on birds. Birds. They'll kill birds and eat birds, or they'll prey on the fishes, eat the fish. Then this one jungle cat. We have very common, we find, but they're rare. We don't see them regularly, right? But they're there. Then you'll also find here marbled cat. Very rare type of species are there. Marbled cat. They marble like kind of thing there. Then caracal. Caracal is another kind of small cat we have there. मतलब भारत में, इंडिया में ऐसे बहुत सारे रेयर टाइप के छोटे कैट स्पीसीज हैं. जब आप कोई चिड़ियाघर जाते हैं ना, जू वगैरह में, तो आप देखते हो कई बार होता है ना, वो रखते हैं वहां पर, वो कुछ कैट ऐसे भी होते हैं जो नॉक्टर्नल होते हैं, रात को एक्टिव होता है. और आजकल क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं नाइट टाइम, नॉक्टर्नल, डायरनल, ऐसी चीजें है ना. तो मतलब कहने का मतलब है ज्यादातर न्यूज कहाँ आता है? इस पे आता है. ये एरिया कम होता है, नेग्लेक्टेड है. और वही मैं बार बार क्या कहता हूँ कि आपको ये तो पढ़ना है विच इज कॉमन, बट जहां पर नहीं फोकस है उसको ज्यादा ध्यान देना है. क्या पता यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आ जाए. Caracal could be one, and this is a making headline. राजस्थान एंड ऑल दिस वन. कई बार क्या होता है, रेयर साइटिंग. न्यूज में क्या रहता है? रेयर साइटिंग. आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट हैज सीन दैट पर्टिकुलर कैट व्हिच इज फाउंड देयर. ठीक है, एक आइडिया मैंने दिया. नाउ लेट्स लुक एट दिस Caracal, मुकुंदरा हिल्स, राइट. नाउ आई विल ऐड देयर. सी, इससे क्या रहेगा, आपको याद रहेगा. मुकुंदरा हिल इज नाउ टाइगर रिजर्व ऑल्सो, राजस्थान का. इसका बहुत अच्छा जगह है कोटा. कोटा राजस्थान, चंबल. सी, चंबल, व्हेन द वर्ड चंबल कम्स वी ओनली थिंक मध्य प्रदेश, मोरेना, चंबल, है ना, डाकुओं के लिए जो फेमस जगह है ना, वो हम लोग सोचते हैं. राजस्थान को भूल ही जाते हैं. जैसे ना गांधी सागर, द डैम देयर, बहुत फेमस डैम है. मुकुंदरा हिल्स इज अ वेरी वेरी फेमस प्लेस, कोटा. ठीक है, कोटा में जगह है मुकुंदरा हिल्स. नाउ इज अ टाइगर रिजर्व. पहले राजस्थान में 2 ही टाइगर रिजर्व थे. कौन कौन सा? सरिस्का एंड रणथंभौर. रणथंभौर कहाँ पर है बताओ? सवाई माधोपुर. वो भी कोटा से रास्ते में, जब आप जयपुर जाते हो ना, उसे ऑन द रोड में सवाई माधोपुर आता है. और सवाई माधोपुर तो फिर अगर आगे चले जाओ तो आप मध्य प्रदेश की तरफ निकल जाओगे, एमपी की तरफ. कोटा भी जुड़ा हुआ है ना, यू कैन गो टू एमपी साइड. देन दिस वन सरिस्का, कई बार न्यूज में रहता है ना. अलवर ज्यादा दूर नहीं है यहीं से, नियर बाय दैट, राइट. ये सब न्यूज में रहता है ना. तो नाउ वी लुक एट हियर दिस वन, मुकुंदरा हिल्स टाइगर रिजर्व. आई विल ऐड देयर. Very interesting thing what I have found in the question paper. nowadays what UPSC does ना, it picks up some kind of word. Maybe Caracal सबको पता होगा, अच्छा हाँ, I have read somewhere. सिया घोष नहीं पता होगा. सिया घोष, see here, common name. I'll underline this one. सिया घोष, Persian word, black ear. You know Persian, Iran and all this. काला जो कान होता है ना, सिया घोष बोलते हैं. तो आपको भी पता है ना फैक्चुअल चीजों कैसे समझना है कि कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट को ध्यान में रखना है कि मान लो कैरेकल पे क्वेश्चन आ जाए तो आपको पता होना सिया घोष क्या होता है. अब क्या पता यूपीएससी ने सरप्राइज क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया, सिया घोष समथिंग इन द न्यूज. अब वहां को ऑप्शन है कि बिग कैट है, स्मॉल कैट है, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ स्पीसीज देयर. So that is a very interesting, and you know Middle East, Africa, South Asia distribution. South Asia में भी राजस्थान में देखा गया. Now see here, Rajasthan and Gujarat. What type of this are there? Grassland. Africa में क्या आता है? You know one type of tropical grassland. You all know savanna. And they are predator. You know predator. They prey and eat kind of animals there. So this is what was the use. See black pointed ears, slender body, largest. Now see here. I have given in the handout also, largest African small cat. In a small cat, their body size is the bigger. Caracal. ये मैं आपको बता दूं, पिछले मैं 4-5 साल में कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज में मैं पढ़ता रहा हूं, तो मुझे जो लगता है कि सबका ध्यान अभी टाइगर पे चल रहा है, प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर एंड ऑल दिस, वो पढ़ना है. इन केस अगर ये एनिमल पे क्वेश्चन आ जाता है तो यू शुड बी कॉन्फिडेंट टू आंसर इट. ठीक है, कैरेकल पार्ट का है ना. अब ये याद रहेगा सिया घोष. अभी आप दिमाग में बैठा लो सिया घोष, कि कहीं पर नाम सुना है तो ये है ब्लैक ईयर, जो उसका जो कान होता है उसके लिए इसका नाम पड़ा हुआ है. और ये सब क्या है? वाइल्ड कैट्स है, दे फाउंड इन जंगल फॉरेस्ट, है ना. लेकिन इसमें क्या बहुत खास बात है? ग्रासलैंड. अब मुझे बताओ, हियर वी अंडरस्टैंड राजस्थान का जो है, ठीक है, what type of grassland you will find there? See, Rajasthan is a dry area, no, arid area, right? Thar and that part of it there. लेकिन कौन सा ऐसा जगह होगा जहां पर कैसे ग्रासलैंड होंगे? यहाँ पर बताओ. You know that, बताओ किस तरह? स्क्रब होगा ना, स्क्रब, बुश, है ना वो सब, that kind of area there. But I will try to provide you then one of the very important thing about Gujarat. You know, वहाँ एक बहुत अच्छा important grassland है, बन्नी grassland. I think you would have read about somewhere in the news, Banni grassland. That is a Kutch, run of Kutch. You know, it's such a big grassland which extend to Pakistan. इतना बड़ा grassland है, केवल कच्छ गुजरात ही नहीं, उसका एक्सटेंशन पाकिस्तान तक जाता है. मुझे बताओ पाकिस्तान कौन सा एरिया आएगा जो गुजरात से जुड़ा हुआ है? नहीं, जो कच्छ से जुड़ा हुआ है. कच्छ, सिंध एरिया, सिंध प्रांत बोलते हैं ना, सिंध प्रोविंस. अब सोचो ऐसा ग्रासलैंड है और यहाँ पर एक बर्ड ये है, सॉरी ये एनिमल है, और एक बर्ड आपको पता है वहाँ पर GIB, ग्रेट इंडियन बस्टर्ड, they also found there. So primarily where we find this one, after a long time this Caracal was seen, right? So if this comes in the question paper, और ये simple question होगा, पता है, direct question, area and all, habitat, that part of it. I'll take one PYQ which will make you understand here, right? So here what I have mentioned here, this one, what you can see this kind of animal. Now look at here, they jumper, they jump to, you know, birds and all this. Psi group. Now where it comes? Least concern. क्या इसका मतलब है least concern का? कि now there is no threat, they more in number, right? That is what comes in more in number there. And where it was came there? Times of India. But again you see here, Schedule 1. What is Schedule 1 means? No hunting, no poaching. That is not allowed, you know, that is not allowed there. And what is Appendix 1 means? Sites. What is Appendix 1 means? No trade is permitted by the government. क्या होता है ट्रेड में? सैंपल, एनी पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, दैट इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी इलीगल. ये सब ध्यान रखना. क्या क्या ध्यान रखना है? कौन सा एनिमल है, उसका बायोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट क्या आता है, कहाँ उसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, what type of protection has been given under the law, right? Wildlife Protection Act, right? Internationally, what type of animal protection has been given? That is what you have to know. And again, distribution worldwide कहाँ है? Not only South Asia but also Africa and that part of Middle East. Middle East में क्या आएगा? Gulf countries, right? Iran से ना सिया घोष, that means linked with Iran and that side there. That part is comes in, right? Now look at this question. See, this is how the UPSC asks question there. What I have done in my document, I have kept the previous year question just to give you an idea. Like there was a question of Kharai camel, a breed of camel. You would have solved, no? PYQs, you would have been doing that PYQs. Kutch, a camel which can swim 5 kilometers in water to graze on mangroves. Like for example, this one, capable of swimming 3 kilometers, correct. They graze on mangroves, correct. It lives in the wild, cannot domesticate it, that is wrong, right? Why it is wrong? Camels are domesticated herbivores, not carnivores, herbivores. They feed plants, right? So that was in the news when 2016. Why I have taken this PYQ? If you look at the question, what they are asking, something new species, Kharai camel. Again they are asking about the behavior, where it is found, and again distribution, where they are found, right? What type of relation is that? That part of there. Now let's look at this question here. Another one, very important. Kafi news mein raha hai, right? Hoolock Gibbon. Anybody from Northeast here? No? Yes, that's what I asked that. Which state? बताओ कौन सा state में ये पाया जाता है? You know that one is a very important animal. Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, right? There you will find this a very unique animal. क्या पता इस बार Hoolock Gibbon पे आ जाए? And there is a very important park. See here, Hollon Gibbon Sanctuary. See, it is in the news February 5, 2025. But I have come across regularly in the news every year. पिछले 2-3 साल में न्यूज में, you know why it is in news? Because of habitat loss. है ना, habitat loss. So let me just provide something there, then I'll come to this. See, Caracal is one thing, but when you look at Hoolock Gibbon, this is a very important species. You can get the question, right? That's what I'm trying to bring some new areas where probably question will be there. Now see here, Hoolock Gibbon, you can remember that is the only ape, right? Ape found in India. There is no other ape. And what we call in biology primate. We all are primates. Homo sapiens, man is also primate. Only ape found in India. And again, you know, what is the word we use? Endemic. Endemic to Northeast India. Particularly where? Assam, you know, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, but again, many people forget Tripura, right? Meghalaya also there, very right. But people, you know, when they read the newspaper, they think, okay, these states are there. But she is very correct. Meghalaya, you know, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, there are also few of them. That means that's what northeastern part. Tripura, you know, Tripura, there is again a sanctuary also there. Recently, what has happened in Tripura, you know, rubber plantation. You know, rubber. See, people think rubber means Kerala. South, we think of that. We don't think that there may be a rubber plantation, Agartala and that area there. और अभी क्या हो रहा है ना, पेड़ को काटा जा रहा है, the habitat loss. And now where you find ape or monkeys and all this primate? Tree. The living place is what? Trees. Now why? What is very important? The two types are there. One is called eastern. And they, you know, they have a difference in, you know, their body morphology, size, shape, color, right? And the another one is western. इसको बोलते हैं ना, I'll use a biological word, dimorphism. What is the scientific word? Dimorphism. What is dimorphism? Their species is same, right? But they will have some kind of a bodily difference. Like those who are, you know, animal scientists, zoologists, they will be able to differentiate which is eastern, which is western. And you know why it is called Hoolock? Sound. The kind of sound they make. And you know, sometimes अगर आप चले गए ऐसे जगह पे ना जहाँ बहुत सारे Hoolock Gibbon है, आपको कान बंद करना पड़ेगा. वो इतना आवाज करते, they shout. You will be able to distinguish that this is the place where Hoolocks are there. Continuous sound वो करते हैं, ठीक है? तो Hoolock Gibbon का नाम, Hoolock is the sound which make. You have seen this Hollywood movie Planet of the Apes. Seen it? वो जो एक planets होता है the ape, वो नाम में भूल रहा, बहुत अच्छा movie है वो कि that ape becomes intelligent like human, some drug testing or something, like a man it becomes there, right? The same is there. Ape, they are our ancestors, nearest relatives, gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan. These are where our closest relatives are there, ancestor relatives. We have come from there. But what I have said is only ape in the country, and you know, Chidiyaghar, zoo, sometimes they keep. And you know what is the very important thing in their body features? They have a very long this one hands. They will be able to, you know, somersaulting. They can be there. They can play that one. And they have why they are killed. One is the habitat loss, but second is that for the skin and all, they are also killed. But it's called poaching. You know, international trade and all this. They are poached for their body parts. The Hoolock Gibbon. So this is what I have said here. Now let's look at WWF, Worldwide Fund for Nature. You know this body, WWF, has given this importance, and you can see very beautiful photograph here, right? One is the gray color, another is black color. The male and female you will find, see here. Holon, this one, Holon Gapar Gibbon Sanctuary, located in Assam. But there is, remember that there is a sanctuary in Tripura also. But this is one, non-human primate diversity, evergreen, semi-evergreen, Holong tree. This is the name of the plant what they eat. है ना, वो लोग खाते हैं वो, है ना, एज ए हर्बीवोर्स. और बंगाल स्लो लॉरिस जो है इंडियाज ओनली नॉक्टर्नल प्राइमेट है. अब आजकल जो क्वेश्चन आता है ना कि कौन सा नॉक्टर्नल है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय नॉक्टर्नल? They are very active in the night time. See, generally what you'll find monkeys, they will sleep. हम लोग भी वैसे है ना, हमारे रिश्तेदारी रहे ना, हम लोग रात होते क्या सो जाते हैं, लेकिन अब इंसान भी क्या है, नॉक्टर्नल हो गया है. Now man is also becoming nocturnal. Is it not that? We are also becoming nocturnal. Now maybe that who knows, after 100 years we will be also nocturnal species. दिन में सो रहे हैं, रात में जाग रहे होंगे, हो सकता है. Evolution ना, biological evolution हो सकता है ना, कि we also become nocturnal one day. So they are nocturnal in nature. And another one is called slow loris, Bengal's slow loris. They are nocturnal in nature. You will also find in that one important bird areas. वहाँ पर इस जगह ये जो है ना Holong Gapar is also a bird sanctuary there. What is bird sanctuary? Where birds are found. And where do generally you find birds in India or anywhere? One is a grassland, second forest, and third is wetland, water bodies. Now tell me which river is a very important river of Assam? Brahmaputra, Brahmaputra Valley. पानी होता है ना, swampy area. What is wetland? Swampy area, marshy areas. तो वहाँ पे birds वगैरह होते हैं. So that is what comes here. I'll come to another. See, look at here. There's a in northeast. ठीक है. Arboreal. What is arboreal means? Trees. They live on the trees. Canopy, evergreen forest. Hoolock Gibbon मैंने बताया. Now this is a status. Endangered. What do you mean by endangered? अभी बताया मैंने. 75% loss of numbers, population over last 10 years or 3 generations of the species, right? And you can see here western, all states of northeast restricted between south of Brahmaputra river and Dibang Valley. Where is Dibang Valley? Dibang Valley, Arunachal Pradesh, Dibang, and they're linked with Brahmaputra river, Dibang Valley, Dihang Valley, and you know Dibang is also biosphere reserve. Northeast में, अब जैसे मैं बताया तो, let me take here. See, when you talk about northeast here, see in the northeastern part में, let me provide here, and you are talking about biosphere reserve. This is very important. You know that from UNESCO, this world, you know, there's a man and biosphere program. So northeast में, you know that Assam, I'll list here. There are two are there. One is Manas National Park, but Manas is also biosphere reserve. You know that Manas is a river which is a tributary of Brahmaputra river. Then second is this one, Dibru Saikhoba. You know Dibrugarh, मैंने थोड़ा मैं information में दे रहा हूँ. Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, district of Assam, right? There is a very famous called Dibru Saikhoba. Its area wise is very small, and you know why it is given the name? Because the river Saikhoba. Saikhoba is a river there, right? Now second comes here this Meghalaya. You know that is a very famous Nokrek. You know where, which hill? Garo Hills, Western Garo Hills, West Garo. Khasi, you know, is the central part, and then you know Jaintia, 3 tribes of Meghalaya, but western side of Garo, and Nokrek is, you know, highest peak of Garo Hills. So again, what she has said, no, even Hoolock Gibbon is found there in some few of the numbers, maybe in the part of this one, they may be living on that area. Then you know another part, when you say Arunachal Pradesh, remember that northeastern India is said to be paradise on earth in terms of what? Flora and fauna, biodiversity part, many type of bird species, many type of varieties, and you know climatic wise if you see, that is also very rich. There is a evergreen forest, semi evergreen forest, even you find temperate deciduous forest, और कुछ जगह पे क्या है, अल्पाइन फॉरेस्ट. व्हाट इज अल्पाइन? हाइट पे जाते हैं, जैसे यू नो नामढापा, वेरी फेमस साइट नामढापा. वेर यू फाइंड नामढापा? अरुणाचल प्रदेश. इज अ टाइगर रिजर्व एंड ऑल दिस, बट विच इज द बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व हियर? दिस वन, डिब्रू, दिस दिहांग वैली एंड दिबांग, समटाइम को दिहिंग, राइट? आपने वो पढ़ा भी है, पहाड़ भी है, दिहिंग पटकाई बम, दिहिंग, एंड ये सारे जो है. कहने का मतलब है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इंडिया के 18 बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व में ये 4 नाम आपको याद रखना है. और अभी आजकल है ना अरुणाचल प्रदेश काफी न्यूज में है ना, न्यूज में रहता है आजकल, काफी प्रमोट किया जा रहा है टूरिज्म वगैरह, यू नो नाउ इको टूरिज्म एंड ऑल दिस वन. और रिसेंटली व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, नाउ एन एयरपोर्ट हैज ओपन अप देयर, राइट? एयरपोर्ट खुल गया ना, अभी बन गया वहां पर. ईटानगर, which is what is the capital of Arunachal Pradesh? Itanagar. Itanagar is a part of it. Now what we are doing, we are trying to have connectivity with the northeastern part, building roads, building airport, है ना, वो सारी चीजें हो रहा है. तो गवर्नमेंट का है, मेघालय भी अभी जैसे नौकरेक वगैरह है. तो हुलॉक गिबन का याद रखना है, केवल असम नहीं, असम के अलावा बाकी जगहों पे भी हुलॉक गिबन हो सकता है. अब क्यों उसको वेस्टर्न ईस्टर्न बोलते हैं? डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, देयर ज्योग्राफिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, कि whether they're western side or eastern side. And again, you know, what is this area continuous with? Not only India, which is the neighboring country? Myanmar ना. और ये चीज आपको पता है यहाँ पर क्या बोलते हैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट को? I'll connect here. इस ईस्टर्न हिमालय को क्या बोलते हैं, जो हिमालय है? You have studied there. What we call as? We use the word hotspot. What is the meaning of hotspot? Endemic type of species of plants and animals. And again दूसरा क्या है? Threatened. अभी नॉर्थ ईस्ट में क्या हो रहा है? पॉपुलेशन बढ़ता जा रहा है ना. There is a rapid increase of population in northeastern India. Again the agriculture expansion, building infrastructure, road, highway, all these are threatening that area. Mining भी, पता है नॉर्थ ईस्ट में माइनिंग भी होता है, लोग सोचते हैं कि नहीं होता है, ठीक है. ऑयल एंड गैस, यू नो असम इज नोन फॉर ऑयल गैस. ये न्यूज में था, पता है, दिस वन. Why it was in the news? कोई बता सकता है why it was in the news? If something was there in the news, oil और गैस को लेके था, कोई बता सकता है? There is a place called बागजान. बागजान ये जगह है. There was an oil fire, oil well fire was there. क्या न्यूज में था? मैं इसलिए आपको कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ कि आपको ऐसे समझना है. डिब्रू साइखोवा इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट साइट इन असम. वेयर इज लोकेटेड? डिब्रूगढ़. और आज से 2 साल पहले क्या न्यूज में था, वहां आग लग गया था. यू नो ONGC ऑयल होता है ना. तो मैं ये क्यों एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ? सी नॉर्थ ईस्ट इज ऑल्सो रिच इन मिनरल्स, ऑयल गैस, ठीक है. एट द सेम टाइम मेघालय भी कई बार न्यूज में आता है, यू नो भाई, कोल. That you know sometimes you'll find this rat hole mining, which is banned by government, illegal. कहाँ पर? खासी जानते हैं and all this. So that means say you have to connect with that one. Bagzan was there, oil well accident was there, but just I'm trying to tell you that this animal which we have talked about, Hoolock Gibbon, they are distributed in northeastern India. बाकी species भी है, you know the rhinoceros. You'll find rhinos in Manas and all this. Tiger also you'll find. Elephant also you'll find. जैसे अरुणाचल प्रदेश में मैंने बताया नामढापा, known for tiger. तो many such species. That's what's ना. It's called paradise on earth. दिस नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न पार्ट, ठीक है। तो अब क्या है ना, लोग केवल कश्मीर घूमने जा रहे हैं आजकल, श्रीनगर वगैरह जाते हैं, अब लोगों को उधर भी घूमने जाना चाहिए, ठीक है, राइट, इको टूरिज्म एंड ऑल दिस वन. So India is a full of diversity. That's what comes into that. Clear here? All states of Northeast. Did you understand? And I have mentioned here biosphere reserves, where you can find this animal. Now restricted to south of Brahmaputra, Dibang, endangered species, and where you find eastern Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. ठीक है, that's what is given. And what is the status? See here, दोनों का status अलग अलग है. Western is endangered, eastern is vulnerable. ठीक है? So nothing to worry. I'll give you all those kind of document for you to cover there. ठीक है? Which will be your kind of supporting document here. So first, what you will remember for the exam? Caracal. Second, Hoolock Gibbon. One of the, you know, any way the question can be asked on Hoolock Gibbon. ठीक है? Now let's move to that one. Look at here previous year question. ये GIB के बारे में question आया था. You know, Great Indian Bustard. If you have solved your PYQ, you know that. There are two districts of Rajasthan, Barmer and Jaisalmer. And what is the name of the national park? Desert National Park, DNP. So what was the question there? Where you find that two districts? So see, what UPSC did smartly, didn't mention the name of the district. Which is the district here? Jaisalmer and Barmer. Simple two districts there. Then again, you know, no human, that is wrong. You know that, you have studied that when you say national park, they are divided two parts. What are two parts? Core zone, buffer zone. Where you find human settlement? Buffer zone. This is the outer boundary, no? This is the outer boundary of the park. Human settlement will be here. This is a human settlement. Core area में कुछ tribe होते हैं, primitive tribes, right? Sometimes, you know, scheduled tribes, primitive tribe, indigenous tribe, they are allowed to stay there. Otherwise, normal citizens will not be in the core area, they will be in a buffer area. So what is wrong here? No human habitation, that is wrong. And you know that GIB, Great Indian Bustard, it is an answer. So this is the way UPSC asks question, right? This was asked in 2020 exam there. So I have given the previous year question for you to understand, so that when you read this document, you will also know the what type of question has been asked. और कैसा question पूछा जा रहा है, तो क्या है, distribution पता होना चाहिए कोई भी animals का. Now let's look at here this one, another one here, this one. ये जो है narwhal. Okay, now let me come to something, then I'll come to this handout there. See, when you talk about nowadays, this is making a lot of headlines. पिछले 3 साल से वेल पे काफी सारे न्यूज आए हैं, पर सरप्राइजिंगली यूपीएससी हैज आस्क्ड नो सिंगल क्वेश्चन ऑन वेल स्पीसीज. मेरा प्रयास क्या है, हम लोग टाइगर, एलिफेंट, राइनो सब पढ़ेंगे, पर मेरा प्रयास है कुछ ऐसे एरिया जो ज्यादा ध्यान में नहीं है, which we are not giving that much of importance, right? But let me point out there, then I'll come to the handout here. See, when you say whale species here, you all know that it is a mammal, right? It's a mammal, not fish. People think that dolphin and whale, the whale is a mammal. And you know, in terms of evolution, they were the first. It is said, no, biological evolution happened on water, aquatic, marine, and then they came to terrestrial. And you know, it is the largest, what we use the word mega fauna. What is mega? Large size. Fauna means animal. They are mega fauna, big size. Mega fauna हमेशा याद रखना है. Whenever the word mega fauna comes, any animal which weigh more than 50 kg, 50. तो और क्या क्या मेगा फाuna हो सकता है? Elephant, right? Rhinos है मेगा फाuna. Rhinos 100 kg, right? Quintals, then quintal. ठीक है, तो ये भी एक मेगा फाuna है, animal species, right? Now what is very important here? You know this, they are what? Herbivore, carnivore, omnivore. कई बार क्वेश्चन आते हैं ना, कि some species of snakes are this, some species of this and this. Questions are there. तो बताओ क्या ये क्या है? Herbivore है, carnivore है, omnivore है, पक्का? तो what type of vegetarian food you eat? नहीं, sea में क्या मिलेगा? Seagrass can whale feed, but can whale eat animals? Very good. This is what. See why I have said no. Why I have asked this one? Let me give you example. कई बार आप पढ़ोगे killer whale. See that. How would you be able to get there? Killer whale. They are found in Antarctica. They are called killer. Killer means they just like shark. You have seen the shark. They prey on the animals. See whale, when you say no, there are different types of whales in the world. Different types. बहुत तरह का whale. ऐसा नहीं सोचना है कि केवल एक ही होता humpback whale. The many types are there, and they also differ in their size and the shape also there. They are omnivores because few type of whale. See what is there? Few type of whales can be predators. For example, this one killer. But sometimes you'll come across mink whale, baleen whale, right? They are what? They may be omnivores, both herbivores and all this. Sometimes they may feed jellyfish, jellyfish and all this. Sometimes oysters, they may eat there for survival. Seagrass, जैसे पता है seagrass वगैरह, they can feed on that. Aquatic, sometimes marine will be the plants. Algae, very good example. Plankton, plankton, phytoplankton, algae, they can feed on this. So omnivorous. Then again, as a mammal, now if you look at here, so now if I ask you, if you look at Earth distribution across the ocean, is it that only found in tropical area, or are they found in polar areas? I have mentioned here killer whale. So here throughout world, in all oceans, they are both tropical area. What is tropical area means? Warm water, but they are also found in polar areas. When we go to Arctic and Antarctica is frozen. There we find this kind of whale, killer whales. So they are found in polar areas also there. But predominantly where you find this one, I'll give a very good example. After Tropic of Cancer, northern hemisphere, what comes there? Temperate zone. Japan, a very good example. Pacific Ocean, Japan, and Japan is known for killing whales. So here, this one, hunting and poaching. For one is this one, meat. Then skin. Then it's the fats. They are used for various products. There is something called whaling, killing of whales. So I am now bringing a very important topic. Not only the names of the whales we need to understand, but we also need to know the conservation part. तो यहाँ पर एक बहुत important areas आता है. It's called IWC, International Whaling Commission. See, whenever you come across such kind of organization or convention, right? They are what? They are. Tell me what type of body they are? Intergovernmental. What is intergovernmental means? Formed by governments under a treaty and agreement, where the government help to conserve together. Like Japan is known for whaling. They kill whale, and there is a lot of protest. There are a lot of things are going on. They should be stopped. There are few countries which are banned, but when you talk about Japan, Norway, all these countries, they allow the whaling in their ocean there. अब आजकल क्या न्यूज़ में आ रहा है? Because they are threatened. They are what? Threatened. They are asking for that. Now coming to India, in India, we also have them. If you look at Indian context, Indian Ocean में मैं एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. This one, humpback whale. Just 1.5 years back, it was in the news off the shore of Mumbai, Arabian Sea. क्या हुआ? well body was, carcass का dead body was found in shore. कभी और क्या होता है कि this well they may die because of exhaustion, because they continuously swim, ना. और आजकल क्या हो रहा है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, the warming of the ocean. तो उनका dead body was found. Sometimes we have that. Even remember that it's not only Arabian Sea, we also find in Odisha side also. मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. मैं लास्ट ईयर मैं गया हुआ था वहाँ पे भुवनेश्वर, जैसे अभी मैं भुवनेश्वर से आ रहा हूँ. Sometime there will be museum, natural museum, and there is a very good museum in Bhubaneswar, and they have kept the skeleton of the whale there, which has been found in the Odisha coast, dead body which is found there. They have preserved that kind of sample there, specimen, for people to understand there. So what I want to say here is not only Arabian Sea, because when you read newspaper you think that Mumbai and Maharashtra and Arabian Sea, but people will not think about the West Bengal side and Odisha side, Andhra Pradesh side. There also can be Andaman Nicobar side, there can be whale species. ठीक है. तो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ, मैं 2 या 3 तरह के whale के बारे में डिस्कस करता हूँ. I have given a general understanding that they are very very important marine species which you need to understand. ठीक है. Now if you look at here, narwhals, that was in the news. Now what is this? March 5 it was in the news. See here, scientists for the first time documented narwhals using their iconic tusks for hunting fish, foraging and playing while this was adapted to Arctic. Arctic means northern side, and you can see the structure, this pointed one. They kill the prey. It almost look like a dolphin. You see, dolphin has a snout, pointed snout. वैसा दिखता है. मतलब आप समझो स्पेयर है, स्पेयर, स्पेयर की तरह यूज करता है. Yes, pointed one is there. Narwhal, where? Arctic, North Pole side, right? So they are carnivorous. That means a predator. They prey on the fishes and eat them as a food. Arctic, Antarctica I have also mentioned, but this is them. So documented here. See here, they touch their dexterity, precision, and then they have a dominance here. Now, one very important here. What is the word I have found here? Kleptoparasitism, food stealing. They do this kind of behavior. What is behavior here? A, including social learning play. Since they are mammal, and mammal is known for the well-developed brain, intelligence. Like elephant is considered to be intelligent. Dolphin is also considered to be intelligent. So they are also intelligent creature. तो ये वर्ड आया था. तो ये सी यूनिकॉर्न बोलते हैं. यूनिकॉर्न क्यों बोलते हैं बताओ? आपने देखा है ना यूनिकॉर्न, जो घोड़ा. You have seen that horse with young kids, they have this kind of cartoon characters. They have white color horse with the pointed in the nose there. So they are sea unicorns, narwhals, right? So ये चीज है. Arctic water, Canada, Greenland, Norway, Russia. They have their lifespan 100 years. They can go up to long time. And now gestation period 13, 16. Why? Why gestation period I have given? There was once a question on elephant, and UPSC asked the gestation period of elephant, right? Like in humans, we have 9 months for giving birth, but other animals may have other type of gestation period. Period of pregnancy, जो बोलते हैं ना, giving birth of young ones, they are part of it. And then also tusking behavior, they foraging, and this one, they have this one. Least concern. What is least concern? Again, more number is there. Where it came? Down to earth mass. So if you look at here, this question, what will be answer here? Tell me this question. This elephant question was asked. The leader of an elephant group is a female, correct? Matriarchal society. Okay? Then gestation period 22 months is correct. 20 to 24 months, more than humans. Then coming to, can go on calving. Calving means giving birth till the age of 40 years is wrong. Even they can go up old. Humans reproductive lifespan can be even higher. Human में कितना तक हो सकता है reproductive age? Tell me. 60 तक भी हो सकता है. 60s में भी कोई बाप बन सकता है, right? That is possible there with the humans, right? माँ बन सकती है. उसे elephant का भी है. It's not 40 years, can be more than that. Again, tell me what is average lifespan of elephant? Same as human. What is average lifespan? 65, 75, 70 years. Elephant can also live the same time. And again, that this, which is the, now tell me, अभी रिसेंटली फिर सेंसस हुआ है. Which state has got highest population of elephants in India? Is it a Kerala? Karnataka. Karnataka, see recently, I'll tell you here. Just let me give here certain information here. If we talk about this elephant part of it, there was a elephant census. You know how many years we carry out this one? When will be the next cycle? 2028. ठीक है. अभी मैं आपको कुछ डाटा बताता हूँ कि सिंक्रोनाइज एलिफेंट सेंसस सदर्न स्टेट्स फाउंड कर्नाटका. Karnataka, remember that Karnataka is rank 1. Now I'll tell you one very clearly. If you look at distribution of elephants in India, maximum number of elephants southern states, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, they have this one, Andhra Pradesh and all, and then you find northeastern India, and some part will be there northwestern, है ना. लेकिन बट आपको पता है गंजेटिक प्लेन में भी आता है ना. बंगाल में कहाँ पर आपको हाथी का मिलेगा एलिफेंट्स? इन ईस्टर्न साइड में अगर हम बात करें, जैसे उड़ीसा है, बंगाल, दीज आर व्हाट ईस्टर्न साइड. तो दे विल फाइंड like Bengal, which is bordering to Odisha side, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and you know elephant is a migratory animals. They move around the habitat. एक जगह है उड़ीसा में सिमलीपाल, है ना, मयूरभंज, वो सब जगह पे आता है. तो ये कर्नाटका is ranked 1 now, and you know Karnataka has got around 6,000, like here over 6,000 elephants, rank 1 there, southern state में. Which will be second rank after Karnataka? Kerala comes rank 2. So what UPSC smartly did, use the data of census and ask the Kerala. Kerala is not there. लेकिन पता है वो जानबूझ के केरला क्यों दिए? क्योंकि न्यूज़ में हमेशा केरला आता है ना केरला. कई बार आप पढ़ते हो कि वो टेम्पल में कुछ केरला में एलिफेंट का वो कर रहे हैं. कुछ वो भी था न्यूज़ में, लॉकडाउन टाइम में एक एलिफेंट, फीमेल एलिफेंट को मार दिया गया था, पाइनएप्पल विद क्रैकर्स एंड ऑल दिस. तो सबके दिमाग केरला बैठा हुआ है. They may not know that Karnataka can be ranked 1. But in tiger, Karnataka is second now. In tiger census, MP, Madhya Pradesh is rank 1, right? So that was there. इसमें एक बहुत important आया है concern, 40% what it says, juvenile mortality rate. इसमें इस बार आया है 40% juvenile, that is young one. Deaths have been reported. 40% अभी एलिफेंट के जो जुवेनाइल्स हैं उनके डेथ रिपोर्ट किए गए सेंसस में. एंड अनदर थिंग व्हाट द रिपोर्ट सेज हियर दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ मेनली ड्यू टू, इट इज सेइंग दैट मेनली ड्यू टू, नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सीडेंट. यू नो डेथ्स टू एलिफेंट्स आर व्हाट, वन इज एक्सीडेंट, सेकंड वो हंटिंग, पोचिंग, आइवरी, टस्क, बट दिस डेथ हैज बीन रिपोर्टेड बिकॉज ऑफ वायरस. देयर इज वन वायरस due to virus infection, and this name has come here, herpes virus is there. That's called endoheliotropic herpes virus. See, herpes virus also infect human also. We have also herpes virus causing human infection, but there is a elephant based this particular virus which has killed 40% of the young ones of elephants recent time. That was in the news. ठीक है. तो एलिफेंट पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. देखो मेरा ये कहना है कि जब आप PYQ देखते हो किसी भी स्पीसीज में, आपको जानना है क्या पूछा गया, लेकिन मैं बार बार क्या कहता हूँ कि क्वेश्चन को क्या दिख रहा है, उसमें देखना है क्या क्या एरियाज जो वो स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं क्वेश्चन में, पूछ क्या रहे हैं. जेस्टेशन पीरियड, एनिमल बिहेवियर, what type of social organization they have got, then again what is their census status, where they are found higher population. These are some areas which you have to keep in mind while you are solving the question. ठीक है. So now let's come to this part which I have just mentioned here. This one, this 2020 prelims, it was asked, right? Now look at here, this I have already given. Now look at here this one. Suppose करो कि इस बार के क्वेश्चन में ऐसा आ गया नरवाल्स के बारे में. So I have kept somewhere practice question also there. So let's look at here. Which of the following behaviors have been observed in narwhals using their tusks? Stunning or possibly killing fish, ritual assessment of rivals or mate display, क्लेप्टोपैरासिटिज्म फ्रॉम ग्लूकोज गर्ल्स, क्या आंसर होगा बताओ? 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 as an answer. See here, I'll again go back to here. See, question will be based on this. See, food stealing, social learning, play, mating display. They have the mating display. Okay? And then again you can see there, they have a this one. If you go up here, they have a this social glucose kind of thing, glucose girls. See, question may be sometime direct question. If you know about that particular animal, you will be able to answer the question. Now, one way I have given the question like this one, but now nowadays question is what? Any one statement, any two, all three, none. So you know that which can be correct. So what I want to say, when you are reading from magazines about any animal, try to also learn about their behaviors. My point is that behavior. Sometimes question may be on animal behavior, है ना? क्वेश्चन वो कहीं से भी सेट कर सकते हैं, they can ask the question there. ठीक है? तो क्लेप्टोपैरासिटिज्म बहुत सिंपल है, मतलब वो चोरी करते हैं, स्टीलिंग राइट अमंग देमसेल्फ. कितना गंदी बात है ये कि कोई पकड़ के रखा है, मछली है, और दूसरा आके चोरी करके खाना ले जाता है. बताओ, ऐसा है. दैट काइंड ऑफ बिहेवियर दे हैव गॉट, राइट? क्लेप्टोपैरासिटिज्म. So that is what comes here. Now look at here another one. This is what comes in India. Humpback. Why it is called humpback? What is hump? Little curvature in the back, just like dolphin. You have seen the dolphin, humpback dolphin. So they have a humpback there. So this was again humpback. Venezuelan kayaker was briefly engulfed by humpback. That was kayaking. Kayaking, you know, kayaking. What is kayaking? Is one type of water, small boat. Small boat which kayak bolte hain, kayaking, which on the river or the ocean. So what was there in the news? A Venezuelan kayaker was briefly engulfed by a humpback. He went inside the mouth. Humpback well swallowed him, right? Then he came out. That was viral, video. Sometime, social media, viral video there. So that was in the part of state of Nagaland. That was all. Now humpback whale, see here, this is humpback whale what I have given. They are named for distinctive hump on their back. Female humpback whales are larger than males, and they are found all over world, including I have said they also visit India, Arabian Sea side. We have humpback whale. Even Andaman Nicobar also you will find. They are very common there. Long migration. They go to long areas. They migrate there toward the ocean there. Okay? So they are found there. This is what they look like. Unique attraction is this one. Bubble net feeding. Bubbles is in a spiral to trap fish for efficient feeding. वो क्या करते हैं? They form this kind of a effect. मैं बता रहा हूँ कैसे करते पता है? I'll just show you the diagram there. Very unique behavior is that. Is like this. They will create this kind of a group of the whale will create this kind of circling. Now what will happen there? All the fishes will get trapped. They create this kind of circling. It's a very unique behavior. And then they will get fishes will be trapped. They create this kind of, just like a whirlpool kind of disturbance. And then they will feed the fish. This kind of a unique kind of behavior they have gone. They will be part of. So this is where they have this type of thing there. Bubble net feeding. Then even bubbles they also spiral to trap fish. Breathing, breaching there, they leap out of water, crash down. What is there? You have seen just like a dolphin. Leaping, they'll go up, splash down. That they will create there. Now singing, they can sing also. Right? कई बार होते हैं ना जो फिल्मों में mermaid singing song. Maybe that mermaid is well singing there, dolphin singing there. Then this one produce long complex songs, attract mates there. Please concern there. Appendix 1. Right now baleen whales. I'll come to baleen whale. This is another type of whale. This is called baleen whale. This has made a lot of headline. Mink whales बोलते हैं. This one. You know why it has been news? is most hunted? Japan. Japan and all, they go for baleen whale. They are hunted most. इसको मिंक भी बोलते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? मिंक whale. That was in the news here. So November 25, 2024, I have taken this news. Like last year, it was in the news there that mink whale, baleen whale, and that they have high frequency sound also there. The marine mammals for filter feeding. What is filter feeding? What do you mean filter feeding? Filter feeding, very simple thing. They will filter the water to catch the prey and eat it. फिल्टर फीडिंग एक तरह का मैकेनिज्म है जहां कोई भी स्पीसीज क्या करता है, वो पानी को फिल्टर करता है एंड देन गेट दैट एनिमल एंड ईट इट. समटाइम यू नो ducks, you have seen duck and all, duck and other kind of even some kind of birds may be there, they may filter and eat there. तो वो चीज वहां पर आता है. So they are there, this one culturally marine ecosystem, various societies they are the part of. This is what you find here. The blue whale, you know that this is one of the type. Baleen whales में आता है. So what I have given here, largest animal on earth is the blue whale. They come to baleen there. Humpback whale, ठीक है, grey whale, minke whale. Now see, what do you see? This one is the smallest. Minke is the smallest. See, baleen is the type of the name of the given here, right? This is the name which is given here, and they are known for their again the animal behavior there. Tropical temperate water, filter feeding, migration. And now look at here this one. This songs and communication, the tilt slabs and the bridge, the bubble knitting. The पर thread क्या है इसका? वही है, डिपेंड करता है कि कहाँ पर. और ये चीज़ है हिंदू पेपर में आया था, वेलिंग कमीशन रेगुलेट देयर. अच्छा मुझे बताओ, दिस वाज अ क्वेश्चन देयर which you know that previous question, food chain and food web. Even know well can you eat diatoms also? What are diatoms? Diatoms क्या है? Is a unicellular organism which is a phytoplankton. They are capable of doing photosynthesis, right? So that is what asked there. There the answer is diatom, crustacean, herring. What is herring? Herring is a fish. But herring को कौन खा सकता है? Well, if I have to add here, the one part can be well also there in the same food chain. So that was asked in the examination there, that question there. Then you know this one. Let me provide something here. See, when you come across, let's understand here, when you are reading the materials, let me provide certain key input, then I'll come to the, in the olive ridley I'll come to that. See, when you talk about turtle species worldwide, including India, so we have two type of here. One you will find marine turtles, sea turtles, and I'll give you certain factual information. Second, we find freshwater. See, India is a home of both type of turtles, and you know turtles and tortoise, two words is it, turtle and tortoise. Both are longest living creature. Now, first thing, when you come to turtle, what type of animals they are? They are reptiles, very similar to magar, crocodile, gharial. They are reptilian species. What do you mean reptiles? Normally कहते crawling creature बोलते हैं, crawl in that. याद रखना है कि ये amphibian नहीं है. What is amphibian? Land and water. Reptiles, remember that, are those animals which lay egg on the land. They lay egg what? Egg. Where on the land? Like you know, gharial, magar. Where they lay egg? Sandbank. Right? They may do the mating and breeding in the water, but for laying egg they come to the land side. They are reptiles there. Right? Amphibian के केस में क्या होता है? Amphibians are also land and water, but where the amphibians lay egg in the water, like you know frogs you have seen that, they will lay egg on the water. So they are reptiles there, they belong to reptiles. Now what is very important, this is very commonly coming in the news, and you know that one of the very famous site is this one. During winter times, this particular olive ridley, because the olive color shell come to the coastal area for laying eggs, hundreds of them. ठीक है? गहीर माथा। देन एक अभी और एक नाम आ रहा है, काफी न्यूज में आ रहा है, दिस वन, ऋषिकुलिया। क्या नाम आ रहा है? ऋषिकुलिया is a very important one. You know, there is a place what called Gopalpur. कभी नाम सुने? Gopalpur on sea. There is a part in Odisha. This type of turtles they come in large number. See, although these are the famous site where in Odisha, they are famous site in Odisha where these turtles migrate to lay egg. Abhi recently it was in the news. Till January month they come in the land side to give the egg, and then they, what happen, the turtles they breed and they go back. Abhi kya news mein aa raha hai? This olive ridley is called vulnerable. They come to vulnerable species. What is now coming to the news is that when they lay egg, you know, female, when the female comes to the beach to lay egg, they lay somewhere 110 to 108 eggs there. Sex of the turtle, that is male or female, that depends on temperature. जब वो हैच करता है ना, हैचिंग ऑफ द एग, अब वो मेल टर्टल होगा या फीमेल होगा डिपेंड करता है टेम्परेचर। अगर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है तो फीमेल होती है, टेम्परेचर कम होता है तो मेल होता है। अब क्या आ रहा है न्यूज में? ज्यादातर फीमेल हो रहा है। क्यों? ग्लोबल वार्मिंग। इमेजिन व्हाट वुड हैपन if the global warming becomes so extreme and all these eggs hatch into female turtles. Extinction na, without male how would they reproduce? Extinction part. अब ये न्यूज में आ रहा है, there is a very interesting finding that their numbers may get affected because of most of them are getting into females. Second thing which I would like to add here, one is this global warming, second threat is now light pollution. If we come to this threat here, see, habitat loss government has controlled. How the government has controlled? Whenever they migrate to lay egg, it is a very protected area, no human interference. उसको बंद कर दिया गया। But कहाँ problem आ रही है? One is this one, global warming, and second is the threat coming, light pollution. What is happening nowadays? Coastal areas are developing very fast. No, villages, no? Nowadays, you know, the villages have got light bulbs. उसके आसपास गांव होगा, गांव में बिजली होंगी, और आजकल रात में भी क्या होता है, लाइट जलता है। रोड होंगे, रोड में क्या होंगे, स्ट्रीट लाइट, सब होंगे ना। तो ये अभी इश्यूज बन रहा है। तो वन इज दिस ऑलिव रिडली which continuously make headlines. Second, you will come across, I'll just minimize it. You will also come across one very important marine turtle which has made so many times headline, leatherback turtle. What turtle? Leatherback. I write here, leatherback. And I am now giving a very important site where this turtle come for nesting or breeding purpose, laying egg, Great Nicobar. Now, why leatherback has come in the news? Habitat loss because of the Great Nicobar redevelopment project. You know, recently government of India is developing the Nicobar sanctuaries there. So Nicobar Island is getting there, and if you would have read there, you know that Great Nicobar is also biosphere reserve. Out of 18 biosphere reserves, Great Nicobar is the southernmost island. You know about Indra Point, southernmost point आता है. That is what is coming there. And ये याद रखना है, ये heaviest है. It is the heaviest marine turtle of the world, and it is critically endangered. See, again I repeat this. Olive ridley is vulnerable, 50% decline. But जब आप leatherback बात करते हो, so that is critically endangered. That means their numbers are declining very very fast. ठीक है? और ये याद रखना है, turtles वगैरह omnivore होता है. They are not herbivore, they are not carnivore, they are omnivorous. They can eat both animal and plant. है ना, दोनों चीजें. तो leatherback turtle critically endangered. Then third one which has made headline, hawksbill. Hawksbill turtle. And I'll give you a very good name here, which you will be knowing this one name there. There is one very important place जो कि कई बार news में आता है, India and Sri Lanka. What is that place? known for biodiversity between India and Sri Lanka? Gulf of Mannar. So Gulf of Mannar. You know that what is called Palk Strait, right? Then also Andaman Nicobar, and this is also found in Lakshadweep. Hawksbill turtle, again critically endangered part, they come into that. So what I've done here, over the last 2-3 years, these turtles are making news. But what is the problem? This is very common. Current affairs में आपको ज़्यादा olive ridley मिलेगा. But you have to keep in mind 2 more names, leatherback and hawksbill. Therefore, now I'm coming to this one, another gray area where not much has been given importance. The first thing which comes here, a very important turtle is called red crowned roof turtle. Is critically endangered. I'll repeat again, critically endangered. चंबल, चंबल में पाया जाता है, गंगा नदी में पाया जाता है. कहाँ पर फ्रेश वाटर मिलेगा? गंगा, ब्रह्मपुत्र, इंडस, है ना, वहां पर. रेड क्राउन रूफ टर्टल, ये याद रखना है, ये बहुत बार न्यूज में रहा है ना, ये बहुत बार न्यूज में रहा है, लेकिन अभी तक इस पर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आया हुआ. और मैंने इसका बहुत अच्छा जगह बताया, चंबल. चंबल इज अनदर पार्ट ऑफ, जो वहां पर ये दिस, क्यों उसको बोलते हैं रेड क्राउन? इसका जो सर है रेड है ना, रूफ, घर का जैसे छत होता है, रूफ टर्टल, दैट इज व्हाट कम्स हियर, इज क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड. सेकंड, हियर अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट नेम यू विल कम अक्रॉस, कई बार ये न्यूज में रहा है, सॉफ्ट शेल टर्टल. दे आर लिस्ट कंसर्न. Many of the pond, wetland, you will find this particular turtles. ये बड़े साइज होते हैं. अब जैसे इसका मैं बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देता हूँ, ब्यास, ब्यास रिवर, पंजाब, हिमाचल, वहाँ पर ये सॉफ्ट शेल टर्टल. एक जम्मू में एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जगह है, देयर इज अ वेरी फेमस रामसर साइट इन जम्मू, जम्मू कश्मीर का ये, दैट इज व्हाट कॉल्ड एज अ सुरिनसर मानसर. 2 लेक है, सुरिनसर एंड मानसर, वहां पर भी ये सॉफ्ट शेल टर्टल पाया. एक हिमाचल में एक जगह है, वेटलैंड है, रामसर साइट है, रेणुका नाम है, रेणुका वेटलैंड, है ना, वेयर इज देयर? हिमाचल प्रदेश. देयर आल्सो वी फाइंड दिस टर्टल. सो दिस इज अनदर व्हिच विल फाइंड हियर, they are found in this kind of water there. Then comes this one, northern river terrapin. Terrapin, remember that whenever you come across word terrapin, it refers to this kind of animal. ठीक है, रिवर गंगा एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र है ना, इसको कई बार बटागर, बटागर इज अ साइंटिफिक नेम, BATAGUR बोलते, बटागर, बस्का, BASK, बस्का, है ना, ये इसका क्या होता है ना, साइंटिफिक नेम, बटागर बस्का. नाउ दिस अनदर वन व्हिच यू फाउंड. सो ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर, दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न इंडिया. Then Ganga river, Gangetic plain, you will come across such freshwater turtle. So India is also home of such kind of fresh. And northern river terrapin is a critically endangered. Let me repeat here, critically endangered. That is part of. Soft shell turtle you will find commonly, but this is a part of it. अभी क्या हुआ है रिसेंट टाइम में, मैं जो अभी ऐड करना चाह रहा हूँ, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, इसको ध्यान रखना है. कुछ ऐसे टर्टल्स हैं जो इन्वेजिव हो गए. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इन्वेजिव? They have multiplied very fast. See, invasiveness can be, any animal species can be invasive, any plant species can be invasive. अभी पता है रिसेंटली क्या न्यूज में रहा है, कई बार टर्टल को हम लोग क्या करते हैं, घर में रखते हैं एज अ पेट, एक्वेरियम घर में रखते हैं, और ये मानते हैं कि शुभ होता है ना, लक्ष्मी की बरसात हो जाएगी, लॉट ऑफ मनी विल कम टू होम. दैट इज व्हाट द पीपल हैव द बिलीफ. इफ यू कीप अ टर्टल और टॉर्टोइज इन होम, you'll get a lot of money there. But now it is banned under Wildlife Protection Act. You cannot keep it, right, as it is there. So what? But still people illegally keep it. Now what I would like to add here, recently I will write it separately. There's one invasive turtle which has made a headline. It's called the red-eared right? This terrapin or turtle there. It was there in the, where in Hindu paper. हमेशा याद रखना, कोई भी प्लांट या एनिमल है ना, वो इन्वेजिव कब हो जाता है, जब वो कोई नए हैबिटेट में जाके अपने आप को अडाप्ट कर लेता है और फिर वो मल्टीप्लाई ब्रीड करना तैयार होता है, और फिर क्या होता है, केवल वहां नहीं, फिर वहां से वो कहीं और माइग्रेट कर जाता है। और आपको पता है टर्टल एंड टोटोइज कैन माइग्रेट अक्रॉस द रिवर एंड वेटलैंड, दे कैन गो देयर, और क्योंकि ये लोग लैंड पे भी कहीं जा सकते हैं वहां पे। अब जैसे ये चीज जो है रेड ईयर्ड, आई शो यू दैट रेड ईयर्ड, दिस वाज इन द न्यूज, I'll just through Google search, I will show you there. You'll find here. You can see if I can say that they're asking this one. Anyway, let me start this. It's not working. No, but Ajab, delete profile. Just 1 second. I'll go back. First one there. Yes. Now look at here. This one red eared. That was in the this invasive. You'll find a lot of articles were there. And invasive species, another topic where regularly UPSC asks the question. Now see, slided turtle. These are sometimes, we keep in aquarium or home base, but then what we do, we release in the lake or wetland or river, and then they multiply there very fast. You can see here. Worst in the world. One of the worst. मतलब कहने का मतलब क्या है? What is a very important thing? कि one we are talking threatened, which are threatened. They are less in numbers and they are threatened. But there may be certain instance where there may have this kind of turtle also there, which are more multiplying very, very fast, causing problem there. So here that considers one of the worst case here. Northeastern Sea, Mississippi River, they've introduced into all continent except Antarctica. और ये इंडिया में भी आया हुआ है, आप देखो नीचे आप जाओगे ना, तो यूएस के यहाँ पर है, नाउ सी 100 मोस्ट इन्वेजिव स्पीसीज की लिस्ट में है. नाउ हियर इफ यू सी रेड ईयर स्लाइडर, सी हियर ऑल दिस गिवन देयर, all the institute have covered this. You will find all this one. See, pets or predators, all these have come in the news. तो कहने का मेरा मतलब ये है कि टर्टल्स पे आजकल काफी न्यूज आ रहा है, मेरा ये कहना है, लॉट ऑफ बिंग कवरेज देयर, एंड दैट कुड बी अ क्लास में, वो हो सकता है एग्जाम के बेसिस पे क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड. तो कहीं भी टर्टल का कोई भी कंपैरिजन मिलता है ना, जब मटेरियल व्हेन यू रीड एंड यू कम अक्रॉस फ्रेश वाटर टर्टल और मरीन टर्टल, you read it properly because there might be one way or the right way question can be asked. और क्या पता यूपीएससी ये स्लाइडेड टर्टल को दे दे रेड ईयर्ड, which is not threatened, is a invasive. Invasive मतलब क्या है? They cause threat to others. They'll threaten the other native biodiversity, right? उनको threat करेगा. तो ये चीज है. Now I'll come to the handout here. So when you go to this handout, right? When you get this handout, then you will be able to find out there. I have given about olive ridley turtle there. 6.5 lakh. There's endangered turtles are there. Warm waters में होते हैं, mass nesting. Aribada बोलते हैं. Spanish word aribada. What is aribada? They all comes in hundreds and groups. All the female which lay eggs. There's got aribada there, hatch their leg. Now this is how they look like. Olive shell. And you can see there, they don't have a feet. They have a flap. They swim in the water. And they're very good swimmer. ठीक है? अच्छा ठीक है, एक चीज और मैं ऐड कर देता हूँ. Even olive ridley turtles, rare occurrence can be Arabian Sea also, off the coast of Mumbai. अभी हाल ही में न्यूज में रहा है कि ये वर्सोवा बीच in Mumbai, very famous site is there. Film stars and all bungalows are there. Bandstand, Warsaw and all this. So there they came for nesting, Warsaw beach. And there were some people who were trying to conserve their eggs with their legs there. So they found there. They're vulnerable, I have said they're vulnerable there. Right? Now, national aquatic animal, go, this was asked there. See, ये जो word है ना, मैं क्यों यहाँ पर Operation Olivia, see here, 1980s में Indian Coast Guard has done. What is this Indian Coast Guard, why they have this operation there? Tell me there, how this turtles can be threatened? Poaching. Because of their body parts. They can be taken by the fishermen and they can be sold. दूसरा क्या है, they may be killed accidentally by this motorboat. Motorboat may run on them in the water. Fishermen होते हैं ना, fishermen go for the, I'll just move this side. Fishermen which goes on the sea, they may run over this turtles and they may get killed there. तो अभी क्या है, मैं आपको साइंस टेक बताता हूँ. अभी इसमें क्या किया है, they have been given sensor, sensor which can give the alert to the fishermen they are in the water, there's turtles are there, so they may avoid that area, they may go some other area. So that is where the Indian Coast Guard, and Indian Coast Guard क्या चीज करता है, they also look into this kind of illegal trade, sometimes trafficking of wild animals. Through that the Indian Coast Guard they survey the water, टेरिटोरियल वाटर. तो वहां पर ये चीज था, ओलिविया नाम दिया गया. एक और मैं ऑपरेशन नाम बताता हूं, वो भी ध्यान में रखना है. से एक तो ये चीज है, दिस ऑपरेशन ओलिविया which I have said, that is the Indian Coast Guard, that is given this port name there. Second is this one, Operation Kurma. Now this is by a very important body called Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, WCCB. Now what is this one? I'll just, they are live tortoise or turtle illegal trade. So what they do, they work with custom department, Indian customs. So they will go and seize this one. They'll do the raid, raiding the place, and then they'll seize the turtles, illegal turtles जो होते हैं. और Indian Coast Guard यहाँ पर क्या है? That is here to control illegal poaching, hunting and poaching of olive ridley. See, the name is Olivia. It is for olive ridley turtles. Sometimes those fishermen, they may be involved with this kind of hunting poaching. So the Indian Coast Guard will see an eye on that. And एक चीज और बताया कि they might be killed accidentally also there, to give them warning and alert कि you should be avoiding that water where these turtles are coming there. And one is a normal, where the custom department and Wildlife Control Bureau, Operation Kurma, where they can take, and this was there in the news in the 4-5 years back. It was there in the PIB, Press Information Bureau. तो कई बार होता है ना, you get direct question, Operation Kurma, ABCD, is linked with what? That is live tortoise trade. Yeah, military experiment. It looks like that one, right? That's what I'm trying to give you the facts also. तो यहाँ पर in the species part you have to know a lot of facts. ठीक है? That I have compiled, so you don't have to worry. Species का मैंने बहुत अच्छा compilation किया है, and I have given 2 documents. Those 2 documents is sufficient. You don't have to worry. मैंने सारा कुछ इसमें कर दिया है. So let's come to this one. They are vulnerable, olive ridley. They are vulnerable kind of a species there. So 72 is a Schedule 1 species, and Appendix 1 में आता है ये. Now let's look at another one here, seagrass. Another very important topic, seagrass. And one type of species, dugong, sea cow, dugong, they which live in that. India also has a seagrass bed, but not only India, we will find in Indian Ocean about Gulf countries also, and there also will find dugong species. Now seagrass here, see here, what I'll do here, let me bring here. See, when you say this one, blue carbon, it will make you understand certain things. It will make you understand. Then I'll go to the part of the document here. See, blue carbon is what? Is a carbon part of ocean, CO2. But blue carbon could also be the part of the photosynthetic organism. Blue carbon दो तरह से हो सकता है. कैसे हो सकता है? ये ocean direct absorption, carbon dioxide gas, and dissolved form, CO2 gas. Second is what? Ocean has got certain type of species which capture CO2 by photosynthesis. So here, let's say capturing of carbon dioxide gas, right, by photosynthesis. Let me bring about here very important important aspect which I would like to bring here. One aspect which comes here, which you all know, this one, and UPSC has asked so many questions on this. Phytoplanktons, right? And you know that one example which comes here, diatoms, that comes in. Plus, you know, sometime we have this also, marine algae, microalgae or marine algae, which also help in that. Now, second, very important, where we do the sequestration, what is called carbon sequestration, blue carbon, that is a seagrass. See, seagrass is not algae, remember that, seagrass is not algae, they are like grass only. And seagrass bed, now where do you find here? Shallow water. Near continental shelf. Now remember that they are more found in tropical and subtropical ocean. Tropical and subtropical water. Subtropical water. Like Indian Ocean is very good example of seagrass bed. We find seagrass bed in Andaman Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep, and coastal areas mein milta hai. Tamil Nadu and all this area you will find that seagrasses are there. They are not but deep, shallow hota hai. What is continental shelf? The land that slide to the ocean. वहाँ पाया जाता है. So they also capture carbon, sequester carbon. Now what is the third thing here, which you need to understand, which is not in tropical water, but colder water. मैंने class में बताया भी था. Tell me which is the one I have discussed in my regular class. A very important one, which you can get question there. Yes. Yes, kelp forest. What is kelp? Kelp is an algae. They grow just like a tree under the ocean. There is a, like here, there is a kind of a brown algae. But they are found in colder water, temperate water, colder water, not on the warm water. And it is considered to be one of the very important marine ecosystem, kelp forest, rich in biodiversity होता है. And they grow like trees. You will see under the ocean just like a tree. There are like trees there, kelp forest. Blades hanging करते हुए. Yes, very right. She is very right. The blades and all this, they almost look like a tree. You will not realize there is an algae, but they belong to that one. Third area which you are again aware of it, that is mangrove forest. Now you know that mangrove forests are coastal ecosystem. They are not sea one, but you know that they also capture carbon. कहाँ होगा मैंग्रोव? जहाँ लैंड और वाटर दोनों होता है. कैसे जगह पे होता है? एस्चुरी, डेल्टा, लगून, बैक वाटर, गल्फ. और ये क्यों ब्लू कार्बन में माना जाता है? It is a very important ecosystem which absorb large quantity of carbon dioxide, photosynthesis. And India is dotted with mangroves, right from Bengal, Sundarban Delta, Odisha, Bhitarkanika, till Gulf of Kutch, Gujarat. We have Andaman Nicobar Islands. We have mangroves. That is also part of blue carbon. And one more area you are aware, which you all know that, coral reefs. Coral reefs. But now tell me, are corals plants? See, these are all different type of species. See, they are all very different type of species there. One, we are talking about tiny microorganism. Diatom is what? Microorganism. They are called protista, unicellular kind of. Then seagrass like a grass. Then we talk about algae. Then we talk about mangroves. Is a plant which is a halophyte. What is halophyte? Salt loving. They are able to filter the salt. And then now we are talking coral, which is marine animal. Corals are, you have read in geography, they are marine animals. They form the reef, Great Barrier Reef, and all this one are there. So all these are called blue carbon. Did you understand? कि when you say blue carbon, they come into all, and we need to protect them, right? Conservation is very, very important for all such areas. So seagrass is in the news, and again mangroves is in the news, and I'll come across certain type of government programs on this one. Coral reefs again comes in the news. यूपीएससी ने इस पे बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया है, बहुत आ चुका है. अब वो यूपीएससी इसमें नहीं देखेगा, इसमें आएगा ग्रे एरियाज, देयर यू विल गेट द क्वेश्चन, है ना, देयर ऑफ द पार्ट है. Let me now come to that handout. You have copied this one. See, whatever areas I am highlighting, when you are reading from magazines and all, give more importance to these areas. इसमें ज्योग्राफी पे भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है और इन्वायरमेंट एस्पेक्ट में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, ठीक है. तो नाउ लुक एट हियर दिस वन, सी ग्रास. नाउ लुक एट हियर दिस शैलो कोस्टल वाटर. क्या लिखा है? ऑल कॉन्टिनेंट एक्सेप्ट अंटार्कटिका, वी डोंट फाइंड देयर. एस्चुरीज, ओशियनिक, देन ऑक्सीजन प्रोडक्शन. व्हाई इज देयर ऑक्सीजन प्रोडक्शन? नाउ टेल मी. ऑल दिस, ये सब ऑक्सीजन क्यों प्रोड्यूस करेगा? कोरल रीफ, मैंग्रोव्स, फाइटोप्लैंक्टन्स. what is the raw material in photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. And what is given out of photosynthesis? Oxygen. Trees and plants, grasses give us, so they also provide oxygen to the sea water, you know, that part comes here. So here lungs of the sea. And what is given? East coast में Gulf of Mannar, Palk Bay. West coast में क्या है? Gulf of Kutch. Then you know Lakshadweep Island, Andaman Nicobar. Simple thing. I'll just take it here. If I just minimize it here. So these are found Gulf of Mannar, Palk Bay Strait. Then you know Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, where we have mangrove forest also. And at the same time Lakshadweep. Now lagoons. Now Arabian Sea side में जो है Andaman Nicobar, Bay of Bengal. ये जगह पे हमें सी ग्रास बेड मिलता है. और इसी जगह पे क्या मिलेगा? डुगोंग. लेकिन अंडमान निकोबार में आप जाएंगे तो सी काऊ या डुगोंग हर्बीवोर है, उस पर क्वेश्चन आ चुका है एग्जाम में. डुगोंग का जो है, तो दे आर फाउंड मोस्टली इनटू दिस एरिया. ठीक है. सो व्हेन आई गिव यू दिस हैंडआउट यू जस्ट गो थ्रू ऑल दिस स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट्स. आई हैव ऑलरेडी फिल्टर्ड आउट मेजर पॉइंट्स देयर, यू नो, उसको आप फोकस कर सकते हो. लंग्स ऑफ द सी बोलते हैं. अब देखो ये बायो कार्बन सिक्वेस्ट्रेशन है ना, ये सारे चीज ग्लोबल फिशरीज वगैरह आते हैं. अब यहाँ पे ब्लू कार्बन इनिशिएटिव आया हुआ है. अब नाउ लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन हियर, 2021 के एग्जाम में आया हुआ है. वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. नाउ सी दिस गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज आर देयर. इंडियाज नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑन मरीन फिशरीज, climate resilient project, global climate fund, with this government program I have given here. Now see here this copepod, cyanobacteria, diatoms, foraminifera. Which of the above are primary producer in food chain ocean? See, this is another way of asking question. See, UPSC may not necessarily ask you a direct question from current affairs, but can connect with the theory part. Now tell me which are producers. What is producer means? When I say this one, what do you mean by producers here? They make biomass. What is there? Phototrophs, photosynthetic organism. What they create? Carbohydrate. What is carbohydrate made in photosynthesis? बताओ क्या बनता है? Glucose, no? Biomass. What is biomass? Organic matter. All these are producers. And what do you mean by primary producer? Primary का मतलब क्या होता है? They are the first in the food chain. They capture the carbon dioxide, do photosynthesis and produce organic matter. They are the first. So now see what UPSC smartly did. ऐसे नाम दिए गए हैं, they are all scientific names. Common name नहीं है. ठीक है. अगर किसी को नहीं पता है बायोलॉजिकली कि ये क्या एनिमल है, क्या ऑर्गेनिज्म है, तो यहाँ गैस पर नहीं चल सकता है. Now let's look at here. Copepod. See, हमेशा I'll give you a hint. Pod means a limb. जब बोलते हैं ना arthropoda, like insects, you know, jointed legs बोलते हैं ना, millipede, centipede, all these are there. So they are animals. Then cyanobacteria, you have read many times. Cyanobacteria. What is the other name of cyanobacteria? Blue green algae. They are capable of doing photosynthesis. Why? They have chlorophyll, right? There is a nostoc, Anabena. There is symbiotic also there. They found there. So you know that cyanobacteria is correct, right? Diatom, you know, phytoplankton. They are the producers. बट नाउ दिस फोरामिनीफेरा, अब देखो उस समय 2021 में एलिमिनेशन काम करता था, किसी को नहीं पता फोरामिनीफेरा क्या है ना, लेकिन यहाँ ऑप्शन तो 2 ही दिया हुआ है। अगर किसी ने आसानी से फिल्टर कर लिया कि साइनोबैक्टीरिया इज ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी एंड डायटम, आंसर 2 and 3 here. For foraminifera, they are like, you know, they have their insects. They release the chemical. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, ants, bees. और कई बार क्या होता है, they have a stinging kind of thing. देखा बम्बल बी वगैरह जो है, बम्बल बी देखा कि नहीं, बड़ा सा उस टाइप के होते हैं। तो अब ये देखो क्या कर रहे हैं वो लोग बायोलॉजी से उठाकर क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, ecological question there, right? They're coming to that one. So answer is here 2 and 3. Very simple question that time was asked. Now tell me here, if I ask you this question, what are the primary threat to seagrass habitat? Coastal development and dredging, unregulated fishing and boating activities, agriculture runoff and climate change. All of this. What is dredging? Tell me. Dredging is just almost like a mining. हाँ, removal of sand वगैरह जो होता है, कई बार होता है ना, you know, one requires such kind of sand which may have minerals, they may contain some kind of a minor minerals, they dredging करते हैं, या कई बार वो सफाई वहाँ करते हैं वहाँ पर, they remove that. कंस्ट्रक्शन में भी होते हैं वहाँ पर। और पता है इसका बहुत बड़ा लॉस होता है डुगोंग को, ड्रेजिंग का। अभी क्या हो रहा है गल्फ में, क्या हो रहा है, इफ यू गो टू अबू धाबी यूएई वगैरह में, वहाँ पे कई सारे ड्रेजिंग चल रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप देखो गल्फ में क्या है, कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज, दे आर क्रिएटिंग आइलैंड्स, यू नो, आर्टिफिशियल आइलैंड, यू नो, बनाया गया है, वो पाम आइलैंड बनाया गया है ऑन द वाटर में। समटाइम, यू नो, दे विल मेक ब्रिज, टूरिज्म के लिए होता है, तो दे ऑल गो फॉर ड्रेजिंग। समटाइम ड्रेजिंग किसके लिए होता है, फॉर बोट वगैरह के लिए, और एंकरिंग करने के लिए लैंड साइड में वो ड्रेज करते हैं वहाँ पे एरिया को, दैट पार्ट ऑफ, तो वहाँ क्या होगा, सी ग्रास, दैट पार्ट। सो हियर सी कोस्टल डेवलपमेंट, ड्रेजिंग, करेक्ट, कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज, अनरेगुलेटेड फिशिंग एंड बोटिंग एक्टिविटीज। कैसे प्रॉब्लम होगा सी ग्रास को, पोल्यूशन। व्हाट टाइप ऑफ बोट वी यूज, मोटर बोट, एंड व्हाट दे यूज, डीजल ना, that will pollute the water, no? But the seagrass is there. Agriculture runoff, you know, eutrophication. What is eutrophication? River bring all the pollutants go into the water bodies. And the climate change, you know, global warming. When the water become more warm, the seagrass will be affected. So here the answer will be 1, 2, 3. ये दिया हुआ है. We go to the here, this one, see, threats. Can you see? Industrial and agriculture runoff, dredging, unregulated fishing and boating activities, and climate change. So sometimes question may be on threats. You may not be asked about seagrass, but may be asked about threats. Or sometimes question will be what, mixed type, threat, protection, habitat. What is habitat? Where in India you find seagrass, that can be part of it, right? So that I have given here. There are blue carbon initiative, India's national policy on fisheries are there, seagrass watch, collaborative program, training voluntary, UNEP, you know, United Nations Environment Program, they have come out with that. So I have given here this part. Then I have given mangroves. Mangrove बहुत important है इस साल के एग्जाम के लिए. Mangrove is a species very very important, right? Now बताओ मुझे mangroves के बारे में क्या क्या पता है. Then I'll come to the document here. What all things you know about mangroves? What type of part is there? Then I'll come to the document part of it. But generally tell me about mangroves. What are the key points you know about mangroves? They are wetland. What type of wetland they are? Let me do one thing. I'll make some key pointers here. They are coastal wetland. They are coastal wetland. Second, they are called as ecotone. What is ecotone? Then I will transition zone, land and water. Where do you find? Normally it's a location. You will find here intertidal zone between high tide and low tide. And where these plants are growing? Mud flats, mud, soil, where these plants will anchor there. Now, if you look at here, apart from this, I am giving all the points here. What do you find? Estuary. fresh water and sea water, salt water. Delta, then lagoon, then backwaters. Like Kerala has got backwater system, right? Kayal कहते जो उसको वहाँ पे ना, delta lagoons like Chilika lagoon, Pulicat lagoon, estuary we have on the Arabian Sea side, delta Bay of Bengal side, then Gulf, Bay, all these areas are there. Another thing, what about the mangrove? There's something called here, I'm using a very important word here. They belong to this rhizo roots fora hole and rhizophytes जो बोलते हैं. That is what called here. There's something called pneumatophores. What are pneumatophores? They're opening in the roots, and that are what? Aerial. They come out of the soil. You all have seen that mangrove site. The roots will come out of the soil, and they have a hole in that pneumatophores. By this, oxygen exchange takes place. Then what do you find here? They are salt loving halophytes, salt tolerant varieties. Then they have another thing, oviparous and viviparous. What is viviparous germination? I am just giving all the main points here, which you need to keep in mind there. Blue carbon I have already said. What is viviparous germination? Seed will not germinate in the soil. कहाँ seed का germination होता है? Attached with the mother plant. Seed will first grow on the plant as a small seedling, will drop to the soil to become independent mangrove, right? Then they have something, this one, stilt root or prop root. What are the stilt root, prop root? You have seen the bamboo or you have seen the banyan. The root will come out of the stem, mechanical strength. It will anchor the soil. That's what is called walking trees. What is called walking trees? When the water, sea water comes, tide, high tide, low tide, वो ऐसा लगता है कि वो चल रहा है. ये ऐसा होता है, देखो ऐसा है ना, ये है तो इस तरह के रूट्स निकले होंगे. इसको बोलते हैं stilt root. Almost like, looks like a leg. When the water will come inside and outside, it will look like a trees are walking, but trees will not walk. It gives us the optical illusion that the water getting inside and outside. They look like a kind of a movement of kind of thing there, and they are shallow water, they are not deep water. कहाँ होता है? लैंड पे होता है, and they are wetlands. और ये कैसा होता है? ये जो part है, like this, comes out of the soil, है ना? Rhizophora जो होता है, rhizoids जो होते हैं. These are some of the key points you have to keep in the back of the mind about mangroves. What are mangroves? Economically क्यों important है? Seafood, aquaculture, all this happens in mangroves, right? These all things are there. So now you can understand this. See, mangroves में इसलिए important है कि because this time lot of initiatives have been taken for mangrove protection worldwide, including India में. India में एक program है MISTI, है ना? MISTI program has been started by the central government to protect the mangrove forest there. So I'll be coming to that. Is it clear here, this one? पक्का? अच्छा, मैंने किसी का नाम नहीं पूछा, मेरे को नाम पूछे तो कुछ का नाम तो मुझे पता है. They were the part of general class. You were there in regular batch, but I saw you there. No, no, you are not there. What is your name? Huh? Sachin Pawar. You were there. I know you. You were also not in the class. Aniket, what's your name? Akansha. Okay. Dipanshu, Himanshu, Akshat, Kushi, Roshan. You are from Assam or which place there? Manipur. Ajay, Imphal? No? Ajay, that's right, that's good. Yes. Shiva, what is your name? Sudhanshu. Krishna Avdar. You were there in the class. I remember that. आप थी क्लास में? नहीं, नहीं, कुछ लोग थे क्लास में, जो मुझे लग रहा है कुछ लोग थे क्लास में उस टाइम पे, but others are new also there. But anyway, the whatever I'm trying to cover here, just try, because now we have because since it is not a regular class, but I'm trying to bring some key points so that you go back and revise that. All right. So now look at here, this one, mangroves. Can you see the roots here? These are called stilt root, which are like coming out of the, that's what called it. And you can see here carbon stock, tropical, subtropical ocean, right? Now what is given? This one. You know, Forest Survey of India report has a chapter on mangroves. Now Tamil Nadu has grown to 9,039 hectare. You know that generally, you know, Sundarban. Sundarban is known for largest. Even today, Sundarban is still the largest. See, second largest is called Bhitarkanika. That is in Odisha. But now Tamil Nadu has seen the increase in mangrove cover. That is what is given here. 25 degrees south. The tropical and subtropical areas they will found here. And they are tolerate brackish water, waterlogged area, oxygen deficient soil, stilt root. वही सब same चीज है. जो मैंने भी समझाया वही चीज है. Stilt root, pneumatophores, salt excretory glands. That means they will expel the salt, filter the salt. Viviparous. What is viviparous? Seed will germinate on the plant. That I have given here. That part I have given here. Now look at here, this one again. You can see the visualizing. These are the stilt root. They are, and they are what? They are hard. They are woody plant, wood. Part comes here. Now distribution of mangrove. This is one. According to the Forest Survey report, Asia has the share of 42% of world's mangroves. Asia doesn't mean only India. Even Bangladesh, you know, Sundarban. Where is the largest part of Sundarban? Bangladesh. Almost around 2/3 area is Bangladesh. 1/3 comes to Indian Sundarban. Right? So that is a part of it. Then again, you know, Maldives, Sri Lanka. There are many countries are there. No? Asia means there are Asian countries with mangroves. Right? Even Pakistan also has the mangroves. Sindh, that area there. Then comes here what? Africa, 21%, North Central America, 15%, and then South America, 11%. Countries with largest mangroves, Indonesia. अब पता है अभी क्या हो रहा है? अभी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग न्यूज है. Sea level rise because of cutting of mangroves. Sea level rise. Now Indonesia is thinking of shifting the capital. जकार्ता है ना? जकार्ता. क्या हो गया? पूरा घर में पानी भर रहा है, रोड पे पानी भर रहा है. And because of sea level rise, not by something like clogging of water or rainfall, is because sea level rise. Now Jakarta, such a urbanized area, is now thinking of shifting the capital. You know, it is not very easy to shift capital. Take all the population there. Panama, you know, Panama side. Where is Panama? Central America. That is now thinking of shifting the capital. So now this is what is happening here. Indonesia has the highest. Brazil, Australia, and Mexico. Not India. See, in India, Sundarban is highest. In India, Sundarban is highest. But it's not Asia-wise the highest there. Then, you know, mangroves, West Bengal. Now tell me, after West Bengal, which is the state? Gujarat. And after that, Andaman Nicobar. Not Tamil Nadu, again remember that. Tamil Nadu has got increase in the mangrove cover. But still rank 1 is West Bengal, second rank is Gujarat, and third rank is Andaman Nicobar Islands. They have mangrove forest. This I have mentioned in the classroom also there. उसे मैंने cover भी किया था. If you remember that, मैंने वो pie chart, she was in the classroom, I mentioned that. So now look at here, initiative for mangroves breakthrough, COP27 UN Global Mangrove Alliance. Now Mangrove Alliance for Climate, Mangrove Institute for Shoreline Habitat, MISTI in India. देखो आप इसमें कुछ मैंग्रोव कंजर्वेशन के प्रोग्राम को आपको याद करके जाना होगा. एक तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया क्या कर रही है, मिस्ट्री में क्या किया जा रहा है, दैट मनी इज बीन गिवन फॉर प्लांटेशन एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ मैंग्रोव्स इन द कंट्री. सेकंड व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग, दिस वन COP27, you know, which where it was organized, climate change conference of parties 27. See, COP26 is Glasgow. Climate change COP happens every year. Glasgow was the COP26, right? Glasgow के बाद कहाँ हुआ था? शर्म el Sheikh. Where is Sharm el Sheikh? Egypt. COP27. Where was COP 28? Next, UAE. And where was COP 29? बाकू. आपको लास्ट 5 कॉप पता होना चाहिए. ठीक, कॉप 26 कब हुआ था? 2021 में हुआ था. 2021 कहाँ हुआ था? ग्लासगो. कहाँ है ग्लासगो? स्कॉटलैंड. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट ईयर कहाँ हुआ? इजिप्ट में, शर्म शेख. ठीक है, उसके बाद कहाँ हुआ? यूएई में, दुबई में, यूएई में. उसके बाद कहाँ हुआ? अजरबैजान, बाकू में, है ना. ये जो है लास्ट का. तो कॉप 27 वाज शर्म शेख. व्हाट वाज द इनिशिएटिव? मैंग्रोव ब्रेक थ्रू. ठीक है, कई बार ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स में क्वेश्चन आते हैं, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन यू विल गेट देयर. देन कम मैंग्रोव अलायंस फॉर क्लाइमेट, यूएई पार्टनरशिप विद इंडोनेशिया, and then mangrove. But I will bring here one more thing is there. Please make sure that you know this particular one. I would like to add here, if you look at initiatives, let me add something here. Mangrove conservation initiatives mein, where India is involved with that. One is this one. When India suffered with tsunami 2026, after that this concept has been launched. If we have mangrove protection or we grow mangroves in the coastal areas, it can be very effective barrier against not only climate change impacts, sea level rise and all, but will also protect from tsunami, cyclone, cyclone, super cyclone. तो ये डिजास्टर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. IUCN has gone. India is a partner country. India is a partner country in MFL. Then central government started this mystery. पिछले 2 साल में न्यूज में मैंग्रोव इनिशिएटिव फॉर शोरलाइन हैबिटेट एंड टैंजिबल इनकम्स. इसका फुल फॉर्म है ना, मैंग्रोव इनिशिएटिव फॉर शोरलाइन, है ना. देन हैबिटेट एंड टैंजिबल इनकम. व्हाट इज टैंजिबल इनकम? लाइवलीहुड. What is the part? Protection like seafood and all the aquaculture, all these are there, which is a program there. ठीक है, वहां पे लाया गया. और क्या क्या प्रोग्राम है? एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम आता है which you have to connect from Indian aspect there. ये मैंने क्लास में बताया भी था. दिस वन CRZ1. What is CRZ? Coastal Regulation Zone. And CRZ1 is what? Is eco sensitive areas, ecologically sensitive area, coastal regulation zone. The mangroves and all comes into this zone, and this comes under Environment Protection Act 1986 and CRZ coastal regulation zone. It comes under that. I am here listing these are what initiative central government is doing to protect mangroves, mangrove protection there in the country there. So these are some of the things which you need to be keeping in mind while you are reading the materials, right? So I have given that one. This coastal regulation zone वहाँ पर आता है. अब आप देखो ये चीज़ है कि मिस्ट्री इन इंडिया यहाँ पर आया है. दिस है ना, हिंदू पेपर में आया था. Now this was the question asked in the 2019 prelims. Ramsar and all this. Under Ramsar Convention, it is mandatory on the part of government of India to protect. See, Ramsar Convention is not legally binding. There is no something called mandatory. See, what is a mangrove forest? Is a wetland, right? Sundarban and all the comes. तो वो mandatory नहीं होता, is wrong. Second क्या है कि we list swamp, marsh, floodplain, lakes, then even mangrove forest, lagoons, all these as a Ramsar sites, wetland of international importance. So here when it comes here, wetland rules 2010 framed by government of India based on recommendation. There is no recommendation from the secretariat. Based on criteria of Ramsar, we list them as wetland of international importance, what we call Ramsar. So second is also wrong. Third is correct. The rule 2010 encompass drainage area, catchment area as a wetland. What is drainage area? Rivers. And sometimes flood. We have grasses, plants, marshy areas that may become good for habitat for birds and animals, right? Fishes, and become a wetland. Ramsar site can be declared. So ये 3 only is the answer. This was asked in previous exam. Now see here, global mangrove assessment, May 25. 2024 लास्ट ईयर दिस रिपोर्ट वाज देयर, ठीक है। तो लेट मी कम अक्रॉस हियर, तो अभी ये IUCN के द्वारा किया गया रेड लिस्टिंग कि 50% मैंग्रोव इकोसिस्टम आर एट रिस्क। एंड क्या रिस्क बताया गया, एक क्या है डिफॉरेस्टेशन। अभी मैंने क्या बताया, इंडोनेशिया में क्या हुआ है, मैंग्रोव जहां जहां काटे गए हैं क्या हो रहा है, सी लेवल राइज हो रहा है, वाटर का इंपैक्ट आ रहा है वहां पर। दूसरा अभी क्या है, ये पोल्यूशन वगैरह, पोल्यूशन भी है ना, क्यों क्यों पोल्यूशन होगा मरीन एरिया का, बहुत सारा जो कोस्टल डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है उससे क्या होगा, पानी वहां पोल्यूट होगा। अब इंडिया में भी अफेक्ट हो रहा है, पता है क्यों, अब हम लोग क्या बना रहे हैं, पोर्ट्स हार्बर्स बना रहे हैं ना शिपिंग के लिए, मैंग्रोव को कई जगह पे लॉस कर रहे हैं। दैट पार्ट इज डैम कंस्ट्रक्शन, कई बार डैम का कंस्ट्रक्शन हो सकता है। कहाँ डैम कंस्ट्रक्शन में प्रॉब्लम होगा बताओ, एस्चुरी है ना, रिवर में सपोज करो कि रिवर है, राइट, दिस रिवर, सपोज दिस रिवर इज मीटिंग द सी, let's say 10 kilometer 20 kilometer we build a dam, so what will happen, the water, fresh water flow, what mangrove require, mix of fresh water and sea water, salt water, brackish। अब मान लो हम पानी को ही रोक देंगे तो that river will be less fresh water to that। Sometimes you know dam can also cause siltation, you know siltation, what is siltation, silt deposit। I'll give you a very good example, not from mangrove perspective but she may be aware also there, there is a very famous lake in Manipur, Loktak Lake, right, that is she knows very well, Loktak Lake, Imphal, then Morang, there is a place called Moyang there, and you know there is a Itai Dam, remember that, I have covered in the classroom there, Itai Dam, and because of that dam, that hydropower project, NHPC, you know, National Hydropower Corporation, that lake is getting affected, and you know there is a beautiful lake, what is very famous for that, you all know that, Phumdi, Phumshang and Phumdi. What is Phumshang? She will tell what is Phumshang. Phumshang is a floating house, that vegetation almost like a carpet that float, that called Phumdi, Phumdi. Picnic and tourism also there, excessive tourism is happening there, uncontrolled tourism, people are going to this area, is getting affected. And you all know that there is one very important national park, Kibul Namjao, and is famous for Manipuri deer, what is it called that, Sangai, bro antler deer. But see, why I gave you this example, not for mangroves, because of dam, construction of dam, Loktak is being affected. Same thing can happen here for mangroves also. Are you getting my point? If you dam a river which is flowing to sea and ocean, it can also result in what, siltation, and that can harm mangroves. तो मैंने एग्जाम्पल दोनों दिया, क्यों पता है, केवल इनलैंड नहीं, कोस्टल भी हो सकता है, समझ में आ रहा है, कोस्टल में हो सकता है। सपोज आई विल गिव यू अनदर गुड एग्जाम्पल, कृष्णा रिवर, गोदावरी रिवर, you know, Andhra Pradesh, and if you build a dam, you know, delta of Krishna and Godavari have mangroves, Sundarban delta, mangroves are there, but if we build dams and all, again it will affect that area, that is being talked about here. See here, climate change is there, sea level rise, that part, status of Indian mangroves, you know, list concern, Bay of Bengal, South India critically endangered हो चुका है, West Bengal में vulnerable है, even the IUCN status comes here. So anyway, what I'll do here, I have given here, see, distribution of mangroves 42%, this I have already discussed, ये मैं बता चुका हूँ आप लोगों को. Now look at here this one, mystery, क्या क्वेश्चन का आंसर होगा? Suppose you get this question, mystery, recently news in institute related to empowerment of MSMEs, conservation of mangroves, production of geotextiles, promotion of SDG. Simple thing, na? Mangroves. You know, sometimes UPSC gives such kind of direct question instead of asking about the program. ठीक है? हाँ, cannot give. So answer is what? Mangroves, conservation in India. So anyway, we'll stop here. ठीक है? See, I have compiled a lot of things here. I know that if I keep on going to the hundreds of species, it will take time. But you got an idea here. You have got an idea how to deal with it. But after the break, again, I will be going to certain areas, and you will have the document with you. So this document is a very good document, which you can always refer before the exam. जब भी आप स्पीसीज पढ़ते हो, ये सब चीज को ध्यान में रखना. कुछ एरियाज है जो मुझे लग रहा है कि इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो मैं बताता जा रहा हूँ. ठीक है? So this is my own compilation which I have done from various sources, but this is going to help you out, right? We are not giving you printed form because the reason कि इसमें 120 pages है, right? और वो क्या है, आपको केवल भी कभी भी सॉफ्ट कॉपी आपको देख लेना, रिव्यू कर लेना, वो क्या होता है प्रिंटेड वो रखा रह जाएगा, राइट? अभी भी आप देखो कितने सारे मैगजीन बाजार में आ चुके हैं ना, वो फिर क्या है आप पढ़ोगे फिर रखा हो रहेगा, तो एक बार उसको पढ़ना है, ठीक है? खुशी, आर यू खुश? खुश हो आप? वेर इज योर होम? दिल्ली में? समझ में आ रहा है? कहाँ से क्लासेस किया था? नहीं, कहीं से जीएस किया था कि नहीं किया था? कहाँ से? आज वहाँ से किया, ये सब कवर किया है वहाँ पर? क्या होगा वो जीएस में जो टीचर पढ़ाते हैं वो सब कवर करते हैं? हाँ, यस बालक, वेर यू हैव डन योर कोचिंग? अच्छा, but you know this all concept, but then whatever I have given, don't worry, even if you have done self study or online or whatever, just go through all these areas. What about you, madam? Acha, you know the from PYQs you have been able to know that. What about Himanshu? Huh? You are from which place? कहाँ से हैं? बिहार से. नालंदा is famous for, you know, university there. अभी नया नालंदा आ गया है. अरे अब ये बीपीएससी अपनी दे रहे हो, दे मेंस एग्जाम 25 अप्रैल. अच्छा, नॉट क्वालिफाइड है. हाँ, बट कोई बात नहीं. व्हाट अबाउट द, आपका नाम क्या बताया? अक्षत. हाँ, यू आर फ्रॉम वेयर? अच्छा, हाँ, नहीं कौन सा जगह है? हाँ, मुझे पता है, एक टाइम पे बहुत फेमस था. अब समझ रहे हो, मैं वो वायलेंस जो होता था तो वो मैं नाम नहीं बताऊंगा, यू नो, ग्रुप का नाम पता ही है, वो होता था जहानाबाद, सबको पता होता है. अभी तो नहीं होता है ना, अब तो नाउ इट्स कंट्रोल देयर. एंड व्हाट अबाउट रोशन? व्हिच प्लेस? अच्छा, गुड. Anybody has given the attempt last year, just to know that? Yes, you have given there. Did you qualify? No. That's what I'm asking. Anybody has given that attempt and they have. Say, don't worry, prelims can be qualified, but I'll only put one disclaimer: CSAT. GS you will manage it. See, if you have prepared very well, last 2-3 years, what is happening because of the CSAT debacle, not getting that cutoff clear. People have done very well in GS paper, but only because of CSAT they are out. That's what is happening there. CSAT अगर आपने कर लिया, GS आप कर जाओगे, अब मैनेज कर जाओगे, इसमें कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है. यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट. तो अभी भी 2 महीने का टाइम है, थोड़ा CSAT को थोड़ा मेहनत कर रहे हो. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि फिर वो लास्ट में. और अभी आजकल ये क्या कर रहे हैं ना, रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में भी इन्वायरमेंट के पैराग्राफ दे रहे हैं, पैसेजेस दे रहे हैं. जस्ट सी द वहाँ पर मेनी थिंग, मैंग्रोव्स और कोरल रीफ, biodiversity, climate change. They are now simply putting the passages from environment as well. They are asking that. Last year I think there is something 10-12 passages linking with environment in CSAT comprehension, reading comprehension. तो थोड़ा उसको करना है, मैथ्स वगैरह प्रैक्टिस करना है, ठीक है? मैं अपने तरफ से जितना होगा मैक्सिमम कंटेंट में दे दूंगा आपको, ताकि आप पढ़, जो जो चीज़ समझाने का है वो समझा में रहा हूँ मैं, ठीक है? उसको आप रिव्यू करना है आपको. प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन में क्यों रख रहा हूँ? जस्ट टू गिव एन आइडिया, एंड PYQ आई एम गिविंग जस्ट एन आइडिया. Alright, so anyway, now is this time there. Let's have half an hour. Go and get the breakfast. Yes. Which one? Well, well poverty. Yes. No, that is not relevant. See, such kind of thing which you come across, no. What she is asking? Well, vomit, right? Which they spill out. There may have some type of properties which may be of use in that part of. So just remember that. See, these are some terms which come in the news. Like here also I have mentioned few words, no? That what is called jumping, some kind of thing there, leaping and all this one. They I think they will not be that much they ask you, but just a gender reading there. They have a part of it. But it was in the news. She has asked the well vomit. We are coming to that, but that's just given. Mostly they are asking this one about the status of the animal. There is a well as a marine animal. What is the status? Why they are being threatened? What is causing the loss of those animals there? That part is coming there, right? Okay. So let's break for half an hour, and then we back there. All right. अच्छे से breakfast करके आ जाओ. 1:30. We'll go for 130. All right, thank you all.